Good afternoon. It's Matchday Live. This is over and over and over again. My name is Richard, and it is FA Cup third round weekend. FA Cup third round tie today. A big one, of course. The two teams that's won this competition the most out of any other club. It is, of course, Arsenal versus Manchester United. What a big game this is going to be. Is it going to be Mikel Arteta's last chance to win a domestic cup? We'll have to wait and see. It's all coming up after this. So it's Matchday Live. Of course, it is Arsenal versus Manchester United FA Cup third round. Well, what a big game this is. How important is it going to be? Both teams really, obviously, Man United are the holders. Arsenal haven't won anything since winning this trophy back in 2020. Mikel Arteta is desperate for a trophy this season. He has to win a trophy this season after the disappointment, of course, of the other night in the Carabao Cup semi-final here at the Emirates. Arsenal need to bounce back. So what is the team lineup then for this game? That is the question on everybody's lips, I am sure. And this is how Arsenal line up. There are not too many changes. It is David Raya in goal, the back four, Jurrien Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel and Miles Lewis Skelly. In midfield, Mikel Merino, Jorginho, Martin Odegaard, probably the most uninspiring midfield that there is. And the front three is Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz and Gabriel Martinelli. On the bench then for Arsenal, the goalkeeper Norberto Neto. Why he's not playing in this game, it's the only competition he can play in, I do not know. Then it's Kieran Tierney, Jacob Kiwior, Alexander Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Nathan Butler-Adai, Raheem Sterling and Leandro Trossard. Not much on there in terms of game changes, is there? But we know the issues. For Manchester United, and this is how they line up. In goal, it is Altay Bayindira, the Turkish goalkeeper there. Back three, Lisandro Martinez, Harry Maguire and Matthias de Ligt. Four across midfield, it's Diogo Dalot, Kobe Mainu, Manuel Ugarte and Nazuri Mazari, and their front three is Bruno Fernandes, Rasmus Højlund and Alessandro Garnacho. Pretty much full strength team, isn't it, for Manchester United? On the bench for them is the goalkeeper Andre Onana, Toby Collier, Tyrell Malacia, Lenny Yoro, Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, Ahmad Diallo, Anthony and Joshua Zirkzee. So what are we making that Arsenal lineup then? Are we surprised that Neto's not playing? Is the pressure on Mikel Arteta to win a trophy, meaning he's going with his first choice goalkeeper and defence pretty much? When you look at, okay, the left back, we're not really sure. Obviously, Ricardo Calafiore is not on the bench. What do you make of that team? I'm not sure, actually. I'm not too sure. Greg says, hello all, hope all is well indeed. And Greg says, could this be the beginning of the end for Arteta? Well, in a way, I hope it is the beginning of the end. I hope the beginning of the end for Arteta was the other night, really. Obviously, though, the FA Cup is special, isn't it? I would love Arsenal to win the FA Cup again. It's the trophy we've won the most. It's brought us so many great memories over the years. And obviously, the last time we won it in 2020, of course, there was no fans allowed in the stadium. That'd be nice, wouldn't it, to actually get back to Wembley and win a proper trophy with proper fans in the stadium, all that kind of stuff, wouldn't it? And the FA Cup is a fantastic competition. There's no doubt about that. The history of it and all the rest that goes with it. I say it's been our competition, hasn't it? It's been our competition, and I think that it's definitely time that we won it again. And I say Mikel Arteta needs a trophy, doesn't he? But is it the beginning of the end? I think if we lose today, having lost against Newcastle on Tuesday, the pressure that will be on him then is quite incredible. He seems to think he can win the Premier League or the Champions League, clearly. Look at the midfield he's picked today. Resting Declan Rice and Thomas Partey for the North London derby on Wednesday, which obviously is a big game. It's the North London derby. But this is a chance of a trophy. Yes, it's a long way to go to the final, isn't it? A long way to go. But in the FA Cup, if you lose, you're out. So you can't afford to take any risk, can you? I think the midfield is very conservative. I don't think Merino and Jorginho works as a partnership. I just think it's a dull, uninspiring midfield. And I don't know, I think Man United with four across the middle might well get on top in that particular area of the pitch. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm a bit worried about this game. I do think Man United seem to have finding a little bit of form. Obviously, they've had more training sessions under this manager now. They played well against Liverpool last week. There's nothing to suggest they won't play just as well today against us. Imagine him coming and winning the FA Cup in his first season. Wow, I mean, Christ, that would put even more pressure, wouldn't it, on Mikel Arteta? But anyway, let's see what happens. Redanger's with us. He says Arsenal's trophy. Indeed, it is. It's definitely Arsenal's trophy. Redanger says hit that likes for goals, indeed. And yeah, I mean, it's our trophy in the fact that we've won it the most, but it's Man United's trophy in the fact that they're holders. So we need to take it off of them, take it out of their hands today, don't we? But it's our trophy historically, but currently it's theirs, isn't it? So we need to make sure that we get it off them, or certainly stop them from winning it again. Because I think if they win it one more time before we do, they'll go level with us, won't they, on 14? So whatever happens, we need to win it again before they next do. And we've got a perfect opportunity today because we can knock them out. And then that's them gone, isn't it? So they can't win it this year. So that means we'll definitely still be top at the end of this season, whether we go on and win it or not. But let's see. Obviously, there's a long way to go in this competition as things stand. Anyway, we just need to win this game, go through, and then obviously see what happens after that. You know, see what the draw brings us next time. But I'm not getting carried away with this at all. This is going to be a really, really tough game. Manchester United have got good players. You know, people might, look at their league position and stuff like that. Don't forget they've had a very traumatic season, haven't they? They've changed manager and this, that, and the other, and it's always going to be a difficult season for them. But the FA Cup, they'll look on it as well as an opportunity for them to come and win a trophy. And their manager Almiron is a good manager. He seems to have started to get his ideas across. They played really well against Liverpool last week. If they play as they did last week today, I think they'll beat us, to be quite honest. I really do. They should have beat Liverpool. But let's see. Arsenal, of course, are wearing the FA Cup third round kit that we've worn for the last 4 seasons, the white kit, which, okay, it's a good message, I suppose, isn't it? But it's made no difference. It's not like knife crime's gone down in the last 4 years. In fact, it's gone the other way. And Arsenal, as I've said this before, football should keep out of politics. Knife crime is an issue for the government to sort out, for the Mayor of London to sort out. It's not for Arsenal to sort out. Arsenal should concentrate on playing football, and that's what we should focus on as a club. None of these political messages should really be allowed. I don't necessarily think it's the right thing. Whether or not it's a good cause or not is kind of not really the point. It is a good cause. Of course it is. We all want to see knife crime reduced in London or go completely. But Arsenal shouldn't really be making these messages. Wear your normal home kit, wear your normal red kit, and let's be done with it. Put messages in the programme, of course. Do it all the time, not just one game a season. The message should be there all the time, shouldn't it? Let's reduce knife crime. Let's clamp down on the people that commit knife crime. Don't wear a white kit. It does nothing. Just signalling again, isn't it? Virtual signalling from this club. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Terry's with us. Terry says, good afternoon, Richard. Looking forward to this one. To me, this is make or break for me today. I'm losing all my passion for this club under this fraud. I agree with you. I've been saying this for a while. It's nowhere near as enjoyable watching Arsenal as it used to be. And it's been an accumulation of things over the last few years. But Mikel Arteta has been one of the main reasons for that. To me, he holds none of the values of Arsenal. It's prepared to cheat and waste time. And that has never been the Arsenal way. I'm sorry, mate, it isn't. And you don't belong at this club if that's your mindset and your tactics. I'm sorry, you don't belong here. If you're winning things, even then, I wouldn't be overly happy with the fact that we're winning things in that manner. But anyway, lots of people love him. I don't know why. Graps with us, Eddie, my friend. He says, now I have to run to the pub. We'll run to the pub quickly, eh? Run to the pub quickly so you don't miss anything. Terry says, afternoon, Greg, my main man, Rajendra, and everyone in the chat, indeed. Greg said afternoon to Terry there. Shame we got to watch this and not the women. Yes, obviously the women's game was off, just in case he was wondering what happened to that stream. I was going to sort of go between the two, have both games going, but obviously the frost down in Boreham Wood has brought an end to that particular game. It will be rescheduled and we will cover it when it's back. So yeah, that's basically where we are with that. Mark Seedwell says, come on you Gunners, indeed. Terry says, my faults, exactly. Yeah. So we get ready for the kickoff now here at the Emirates. It is Man United are all in dark blue, which is a nice kit, actually. You have to say, and Arsenal say are all in the white kit, which is very, very Spurs-like, isn't it? But you know, again, political message, as we said. Let's get this game up and running. It's a massive, I think, for both managers, actually. I think it's a big game for both managers. I think both teams are desperate to try and get something out of this season. Man United for different reasons to us. But even so, it's massively important. Of course, Man United are the holders of this trophy. And you know how important it is when you're the holders of a cup to try and retain it. That's, you know, that's the thing, isn't it? That you seem extra determined, don't you, when you're the holders? We've been through that ourselves in recent years. As the holders of the competition, you want to go far again. You want to go back and win it again. A lot of these players were there at Wembley beating Man City, wasn't they, last season? So they want to, when you've won a trophy, you want to get a taste for it, don't you? And you want to go back and do it again and again and again. So it's going to be tough today. Absolutely going to be tough today. We are just about to get off and underway here at the Emirates Stadium for this big FA Cup third round tie, the biggest tie around, of course it is. And it's important that we can find a way to go through. Of course, the transfer window's open, but nothing's happening. Nothing's going to happen, let's be honest. We've got to struggle on with this squad for the rest of the season, and let's see where it takes. I mean, it's going to be, actually, I'm not sure who's kicking off. It's going to be Man United to kick off. And they will be attacking at the goal to our left, which is the North Bank. Of course, all their fans are at the clock end today in the lower tier. The ball goes back to the goalkeeper. Bandier goes long, too long, and it's going to run out of play for a goal kick to Arsenal. Still can't get my head around watching Arsenal in white. We should be getting used to it now once a season, but it's just not right, is it? It's not right, especially at home. Away from home, I suppose you can think, well, it doesn't matter too much away kit. We wear all different colour kits away, but at home, wearing white just doesn't sit well with me at all. I've got to be honest, does not sit well with me at all, regardless of the message behind it. It's just wrong. I'm sorry. Anyway, may not have gone long again, but William Saliba heads that back to David Raya, who's all in yellow, which will do for a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers can wear yellow, can't they? That's fine. Anyway, Jorginho now very deep in possession for Arsenal. It's got nowhere to go, really. So he goes back to William Saliba. And now back to the goalkeeper. David Raya pops it back into Jorginho again and back to the goalkeeper. Man United closed down quite early and Arsenal struggling to get out. In fact, the ball's gone out for a throw. Arsenal pissing around with the ball on the edge of our penalty area. And it's a throw to Manchester United. Cannot understand this style of football now. It's ridiculous. Mark C says, Rich, we'll only wear this in the we wear this kit only in the FA Cup. Yeah, only in the FA Cup. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, only in the third round of the FA Cup. So not that we ever get very much further since we started wearing it, but we only wear it in the third round, and that's it. Nick Nats Rivers, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Terry says, are we wearing white today as a sign of surrender? Quite possibly. We should have worn white the other night, shouldn't we? Because we surrendered that game quite easily, didn't we? So maybe we wore it on the wrong game. Anyway, Arsenal picks up the ball with Martinelli facing his own goal, but twists and turns away. And is he fouled? The referee says yes. The referee, by the way, is Andy Madley. Not that it matters who the referee is, because they're all as bad as each other, let's be totally honest. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal over on that far side. Miles Lewis-Skelly takes it. 0-0, 2 minutes played. Not much has happened so far. Both teams just feeling each other out. Arsenal had most of the possession, but it's all been in our own half. We haven't even got over halfway yet, I don't think, have we? Well, certainly not in possession of the ball. There was one long ball from David Raya that went into the Man United half. But we've gone back to William Saliba. Now it's back to David Raya again. Plays it out to that far side. Gabriel in the left-back position. Goes long up the line. There's no Arsenal player there. And Harry Maguire will tidy that up. Plays it out to the far side at Manchester United's right. And it's back with De Ligt now. Harry Maguire again. Man United in dark blue. It's up this near side with Diogo Dalot. Touches it back to Martinez. Lisandro Martinez plays a long ball into the centre circle. And Miles Lewis-Skelly is battling away for possession there. Does well. The teenager keeps possession for Arsenal. Plays it back to William Saliba. There it comes to Martin Odegaard on this near side. You can't see the numbers on the back of Arsenal's shirt. So luckily we know who the players are, don't we? Or we'd struggle because we can't tell by the numbers, can we? Mark C says there, ref standards have gone way downhill over the last decade or more. Yeah, they have, absolutely. As indeed of the Arsenal, that's been the quality of the Premier League has as well, if I'm honest. Anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward there, but Man United sort that out. It was Martinez there, cuts that ball out, and now it's with Bruno Fernandes very deep on this near side. plays it forward, cut out by William Saliba, comes to Martin Odegaard. We need a performance from him today. He's been really poor, hasn't he, since he's come back from his injury? Really poor. So he says, can't wait to see Sterling and Rashford as our wingers. Yeah, they'll be fun days, won't they? Absolutely fun times. You know, William Saliba now bringing the ball forward for Arsenal. It obviously has to go back. And it goes back again. Timber plays it back to Gabriel. Now it's over on that far side. Miles Lewis Skelly plays it up the line. Martinelli, that's a terrible touch, but he just about gets away with it. But he's forced back into the Arsenal half. It's been a very cagey start to this game, really, hasn't it, from both teams. Timber now touches it forward to Martin Odegaard and plays it up this near side. Gabriel Jesus on the right. Touches it back inside to Martin Odegaard. Now it's squared to Jorginho. Martin Odegaard gets it back. Chips across in towards the penalty. It's not a great ball, easily headed out by De Ligt. But Arsenal picked up possession again. Now it's with Martin Odegaard on this near side. Finds Gabriel Jesus playing as a right winger. Well, anyway, you can see where the gaps are in this squad, can't we? Anyway, Jesus now tries to hook across in towards the near post, but it's far too close to the goalkeeper, Bayendia. And that Arsenal attack leads to nothing. Grat says there, RAFC playing in their all-white dress, even the crest. The crest, everything's white. Yeah, it's pretty much all white. It's got black sort of outline, but yeah, it's basically an all-white kit. Anyway, Man United in possession now on this near side with Diogo Dalot, plays it forward. It's not a great ball. Rasmus Højlund chases after it, but William Saliba's there, gets it back to David Raya. Højlund puts some pressure on, but the ball ends up coming out to Jorginho, and that's with Saliba on this near side. Martin Odegaard's tackled there in midfield by Ugarte. Strong challenge there. Martin Odegaard just got completely knocked over. So weak, isn't he, Martin Odegaard? Gabriel chips the ball over the top. That's a long ball up that near side. Dealt with, though, not particularly convincingly. Martinelli now picks the ball up. Grat says, by the way, is it a two-leg game or is it win or go home? Well, it's win or go home. And there's not even any replay, so it's literally extra time and penalties. So it's going to be decided today, one way or the other. It's all, if you lose today, you're out. That's it, FA Cup over. That's the FA Cup for you. It's always a one-off game. I mean, there used to be replays, obviously, in years gone by, but they're doing away with them now, aren't they? Obviously, European Super League takes priority these days, which is such a shame because this is the real cup competition, isn't it? You know, Kai Havertz on this near side touches it back to Juran Timber. It wasn't a great ball, actually, but Timber does keep it in. And Arsenal go backwards again to William Saliba. Now David Raya midway inside the Manchester United half. Inside the Arsenal half, sorry. And you're not putting him under any pressure. Gets the ball back to Saliba. Now it's with Timber on this near side. Pops it into Martin Odegaard. Can Arsenal actually come forward now? That's a good ball to Lewis Skelly. Got a little bit of space. Finds Martinelli over on that far side. He's going to have a run at Mazzari. Can he get the cross in? Cuts back. Ugarte's there. Martinelli still in possession. Tries to go the long way round. It's gone out for a goal kick, or is that a free kick? Because he did foul the Manchester United midfield player there, Ugarte. It's going to be he's got a look of Aaron Ramsey about him, hasn't he, Ugarte, I think. He looks a little bit like a young Aaron Ramsey. But anyway, it is going to be Manchester United set piece. I'm not sure if it's a goal kick or a free kick. But either way, Arsenal didn't manage to create anything from that. He does look like Aaron Ramsey, doesn't he, Ugarte? Anyway, it looks like it's a goal kick. And Man United aren't messing around, playing it out from the back. None of that nonsense. Just get the ball up the pitch. It's a long kick there from the goalkeeper deep into the Arsenal half. It's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side, just in front of Mikel Arteta's technical area. And I don't know if that was the plan, but the young Turkish goalkeeper there kicked it straight out. It's going to be Timber with this throw. Greg says, it seems a bit stupid, the team playing all white when we've still got all the signs around the pitch in red and white. Well, yeah, everyone's wearing red. The fans are wearing red. Our colours are red and white, aren't they? And no white kit is going to make any difference. The political messages do not belong in football. Anyway, there's a free kick on that far side. It was Mazzoui there, fouled Martinelli, and Arsenal got a free kick. over on that far side. Wouldn't like to be the cleaning lady washing the white Arsenal kit after this game. Mind you, don't have to wear it again, do we? I suppose it's lob it in the bin, probably. Anyway, it's a free kick right over on that far side. Sort of midway inside the Manchester United half, right on that far touchline, Arsenal's left. And a good opportunity to get the ball in the box. Martin Odegaard is going to take it. Some of his set pieces the other night were terrible. So let's see what the result of this is. Also got a lot of players lined up right at the far end of the penalty area. Man United have got 7, 8, 9 players in a line. Now the Arsenal movement towards the near post. A free kick goes back. And then Jorginho chips in towards that far side. It's flicked on by Kai Havertz. I think it was William Saliba, sorry, but I think it was an offside. In fact, it was an offside. And there you go. Terry says, only 8 Arsenal players offside. Must have been working on that all week. Christ, it was actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it was actually 7, but yeah, wow. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Incredible. Greg says the kit will be used for washing their cars tomorrow. Yeah, quite possibly, actually. My car could do a wash, actually. If they want to wash my car as well, that'd be fine. And they can use the white kit. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. Anyway, the goalkeeper just kicked the ball out again, virtually at the same place as last time. The Man United goalkeeper. I don't know if there's a wind blowing across the pitch. Nick Knack says Martinelli winning the turn your kit green competition. Yeah, he's got some green marks there after from the pitch. And there's another foul there. Garnacho has committed it over on that far side. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Referee Andy Madley is thinking about a yellow card for the Manchester United forward there. Bit of a lunging tackle, wasn't it? Bit of a silly challenge. Probably worthy of a yellow card, actually. He was never going to get the ball. And it's definitely a foul. I'm not sure if it is a yellow card. I don't think it is. Again, you see, it's probably early in the game. So the referee, early in the game, the same type of foul isn't worthy of a yellow card as it is later in the game. I never quite get my head around that. If it's a yellow card offence, it's a yellow card offence, whether it's in the first minute or it's in the 91st minute. It's the same offence, isn't it? The rules are the same. I don't understand that. But anyway, it's not a yellow card. It is a free kick, though, to Arsenal on halfway. Again, over on that far side. And Arsenal looking to, it's going to be Gabriel to take it. Just touches it back to Jorginho. Thinks the ball over the top, over on that far side, looking for the pace of Martinelli. The goalkeeper's come a long way and actually does really well and heads it out for a throw. Fantastic. Greg says, Bromley 1-0 up. Wow, amazing. How can Bromley score against Newcastle? We couldn't. How come? But we haven't done in 2 games. How can Bromley score against Newcastle? Mikel, go and watch Bromley, mate. Go and watch what they do. You know, we've got to go up there in a few weeks' time and try and score twice. So see what Bromley have done, because obviously they know how to score against Newcastle. We can't. Anyway, Timber's long throw. Arsenal flick it on at that near post, but Man United deal with it. The shot comes in from Kai Havertz. It's blocked and cleared away. Ange is with us. How you doing, Ange? Good to see you. Terry, Mark C says, Terry, it drives me effing mad that they can't stop drifting into offside. Yeah, indeed. It's just stupid, isn't it? Anyway, they're just showing you the Bromley goal here. Let's see how Bromley scored, because this is what Arsenal need to look at. How can you score against Newcastle? Well, we have a shot from a long way out. That's how you do it. You have a shot from a long way out. There you go. It's quite simple, isn't it? It's quite simple to score a goal against Newcastle. Just shoot. There you go. Shoot from outside the box. And it was a good goal that from Bromley, actually. I'm sure Newcastle ended up winning probably 6-1. But anyway, I'm sure their fans have enjoyed that. Bromley's actually the area that my dad is from. My sort of half my family from that Bromley area, so I should be cheering for them. Well, I am cheering for them, obviously. But anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal again. We've had a lot of free kicks, haven't we? Just get it over on that far side. Again, it's very similar position to the last one. And are we going to keep ourselves on side this time or not? Who knows? Mark C says, Jenkins, is he on the bench, is he, for Bromley? Well, that's amazing, isn't it? Good old Carl Jenkinson, the chief. Anyway, the free kick's going to come in from Martin Odegaard. It's flicked on, and it's going to go behind for a goal kick. It was Gabriel's header, didn't really trouble the goalkeeper there. Terry says it happens a week in, week out. It's gone past the embarrassing stage. Yeah, it has. Nick Nack says, shame Tamworth didn't dump Spurs out. Had some great chances. I wasn't watching that game, but I obviously saw the score went to extra time, didn't it? Good old Tamworth. A mate of mine I used to work with used to play for Tamworth, actually. So obviously he doesn't play now. It was a few years ago, but he used to play for Tamworth back in the day. Very good player as well. Anyway, they didn't quite manage it, did they? Terry says, Richard from Bromley. Well, I'm not from Bromley. My dad's family were from, well, just outside Bromley. So, yeah, that's where they were from. Used to spend a lot of time, obviously, visiting my nan and stuff when I was a kid. Obviously, no longer with us, sadly. But happy days, obviously. Anyway, Arsenal in possession on this near side. Cross comes in, it's blocked. It's gone out for a throw. It was blocked by Diego Dallo. Mark C says, that used to be one of my old drinking areas. Yeah, it's a nice place, Bromley, isn't it? It's all right. It's quite nice. Well, it used to be. I'm not sure what it's like now. I've not been for quite some time. Probably since the, late 90s. Probably last time I was in Bromley, I would say. But, yeah, it used to be nice, actually. What was the pub? There used to be a pub on a corner of Nan's Road. Clock House, I think it was called, the Clock House. I don't think that would be considered Bromley, probably Beckenham, but that was the local pub that we used to go in there when we was at my nan's. The Clock House. Anyway, De Ligt now's got the ball for Manchester United, plays it up that far side. In fact, it's gone out, deflected behind. It's going to be a throw to Man United. Just inside their own half. The game's not really got going yet. 15 minutes, not really any chances at all. Arsenal not really looking like we're going to score a goal. Man United just quite happy to let us have the ball. They've not really threatened either. But Arsenal trying to get an opportunity now, but the ball bobbles around in the penalty area and then it's cleared away by Ugarte. But Man United can't keep hold of the ball at the minute. Terry says, was working in Bromley just before Christmas and it ain't much better than Woolies. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. Greg says, offside again. Have they been training with Steiner? We won't have no Steiner slander on this channel. Thank you very much. I had a feeling Steiner was going to score today. Obviously, the game had gone ahead. But anyway, we shall see. Of course, the women won't be back in action now until next Sunday against Crystal Palace. As the WSL returns. We'll be back, of course, Friday for the women's show. Which is going to be good. And, of course, Wednesday night, the North London derby from the Emirates. We'll be here for that, of course. Arsenal versus Tottenham, who, of course, had to play extra time today. So that's good, isn't it? Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal, just outside the Arsenal penalty area. Was that an offside against Hoyland? I think it might have been. Anyway, William Saliba now is going to take this free kick. 17 minutes on the clock here at the Emirates. In fact, he's not. He's going to leave it for David Raya to take. So David Raya is going to take this free kick. Goes long up this near side. Header from Harry Maguire. Arsenal going to pick up the pieces here with Duran Simba. Keeps the ball in, actually. That's good play. Oh, this is nice from Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus plays it through. Martinelli's in again. 1-on-1 with the keeper. He scored. Is he onside? Oh, I think the flag's up. I think he's offside. The flag is up. This time Martinelli stuck it away. Unlike the chance the other night, that was a good finish. That was a good finish. The flag's up. I'm assuming VAR is going to be involved anyway. It's a good play from Arsenal, actually. It was some quick passing. That was a difference there. 2 or 3 quick passes there. Christ almighty, he's about 4 miles offside. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's a good finish. It is a good finish. Grat says 20 miles offside he was, wasn't he? Nick Nack says, always going to be ruled out that. Yeah, exactly. He was absolutely miles offside there, wasn't he? There was not much doubt about that one. You don't even need VAR checking lines on the pitch for that, do you? It was nice play from Arsenal in the build-up to that, and it was a good finish. But obviously, Terry says no VAR. Is there no VAR today? Oh, really? I didn't know that. Is that because obviously some grounds in the FA Cup aren't able to have VAR? I'm assuming that'll be the reason, which is crazy, isn't it? You should be VAR. Should be either everywhere or nowhere, rather than having in one round and not another round. Nick Nack says correct decision. I think it was just a deflection. Greg said should have counted, came off the defender. I think he was offside before though, wasn't he? When the ball was played forward initially, I think it did come off the defender. But when the initial ball forward was played, I think he was still offside, wasn't he? I don't know. I haven't seen it properly yet. We'll see. But yeah, I think it was offside. Mark C says, I don't think that comes into it. Well, I think it does, but only if the ball's played by the defender, not just hits the defender. I think it's got to be actually physically played, because the ball, if it gets deflected off a defender, the pass is still a forward pass, isn't it? If the defender plays the ball backwards, then it's not, the ball's not played forward. That's I think that's the reason. If it's just deflected, it's still a forward pass, isn't it? I'm assuming that will be why. But I think initially anyway, I think when the original pass was forward, I think it was Gabriel Jesus that played the ball. Martinelli was miles offside. He was standing miles offside. Nick Nack says, I think if the defender deliberately plays the ball, yeah, exactly. It's got to be a deliberate. Yeah, exactly. If it just hits him, that the pass is still a forward pass, isn't it? So yeah, I think that's right. But anyway, the rules change all the time, don't they? So it's difficult to keep up with them. But the goal's not stood, and I thought that was the right decision, because he did look as though he was a good 4 miles offside there, didn't he? Anyway, we're coming at the midway point in this first half, and that's the only real opportunity there's been at either end. Arsenal been offside. Newcastle just equalised against Bromley, by the way. There's no real surprise there, is it? Let's be honest. And it's 1-1 there at St James's Park. Anyway, Arsenal in possession. We've had most of the possession. I think they just put a graphic up. Was it 62% or something for Arsenal? Which is a completely irrelevant stat, because having possession of the football doesn't matter. I saw a table the other day, which I think Nottingham Forest are third in the Premier League. I think in possession stats, they're like, I think 18th or 19th or something, but they're third in the league. So possession doesn't actually mean anything, does it? It's what you do with it when you've got the ball. Arsenal trying to come forward now, but that ball runs off Martin Odegaard straight through to the goalkeeper. El Loco says, Arteta's trust levels make no sense. He bought Raheem and Neto, but doesn't trust to play them. Yeah. Well, did he buy them, though? Or was it not? Was it Edu? Is that why Edu's no longer here? I don't know. I think the Neto signing, obviously being a Brazilian, you tend to feel that may well have been an Edu signing, that Mikel Arteta wasn't. We just needed a goalkeeper at the time, didn't we? And I think we just panicked and rushed and got one. He must be gutted, mustn't he? He's come on loan from Bournemouth. He would have been sitting on Bournemouth's bench. You might as well stayed at Bournemouth and sat on their bench, because he's never going to get a game for us, is he? He's just wasting his time. They might well recall him actually in January. Who knows? Maybe an opportunity for one of Arsenal's young goalkeepers to get a place on the bench. Who knows? That might be better, mightn't it? Greg says, I'd rather have 10% and win one. Exactly, yeah, exactly. What did Brian Clough used to say? It only takes a second to score a goal. And Brian Clough was the best, I think, ever. There's no doubt about that in my mind. The way he's not in the Forest side, played football was fantastic. The success they had at a time when, for a club of their size, incredible. Anyway, Man United coming forward now. Bruno Fernandes on this near side, touches it back to Diego Dalot. Now it's into Leandro Martinez, angry little fella, isn't he? But he can be a good player on his day. Man United still keeping possession with Ugarte. He's had a decent start to this game. Did a good job in front of that back three. Regenda says, only takes a minute. It does. Yeah, that was a good song, wasn't it? Only takes a minute, girl. Was that Take That? I can't remember now. Anyway, I don't think it was originally Take That. Anyway, Kobe Mainoo with a shot from distance. Oh, that wasn't a bad effort, actually. And David Reyes had to dive down to his left-hand side. A decent save It was optimistic to think that Kobe Mainoo could score from about 30 yards, but it was a powerful low shot, and it was accurate into the corner, but David Raya was never, ever going to let that get past him, was he? Anyway, Man United are suddenly having a little bit more of possession in Arsenal's half, just briefly. And they did get that shot away there, which will probably count as the first shot on target in this game, because the offside goal, of course, won't count as a shot on target anyway. Good play from Harry Maguire, finds Rasmus Højlund on this near side. Not a good cross, so it's cleared away. And Diego Dalot's there, but he's committed a foul. Mark C says, Clough also said the game isn't played on paper, it's played on grass. And didn't he say it wasn't played in the sky or something? Didn't he say something? If God had wanted football to be played in the sky, he would have put grass up there or something, didn't he? Something like that, he said. But they played great football. He's not in the Forest side, didn't they? Brilliant. El Loco says Arsenal's attack is just feeding on scraps. We've got no direction without Saka. No, we haven't. To be honest with you, we're very one-dimensional when we've got Saka. It's not quite good enough, is it? Greg says that's what my missus says. Yeah, I'm sure. Nick says the only stats that matter are the for and against. Exactly, yeah. Exactly that. All this XG. I saw this pathetic thing the other day, and it's hang on, I'll coming forward here on the edge of the box with Marino. Now it comes out to this near side. Gabriel Jesus whipped across in towards that far post. Good defensive header though from Manchester United. It's going to be a corner though to Arsenal. The first corner, it was Mazwari there who's headed out behind. I saw this thing that Arsenal apparently we've won XG in 18 out of 19 games this season. So what? What that means is we can't finish our dinner. That's what it means. It's an absolutely pointless stat. XG is pointless. You can have 4 XG and score no goals. What's more important? I'd rather have XG 0 and score a goal or 2 goals. You know what I mean? But anyway, some people love these stupid stats, don't they? Think it matters, think it means that we're playing well, think it means that things aren't as bad as the reality shows. It's just clutching onto straws, isn't it? I think those kind of things. Anyway, one stat that does count is a corner, and it is a corner to Arsenal over on that far side, right in front of those Manchester United fans behind that goal at the clock end. We've played 26 minutes. It's still 0-0. Arsenal did have the ball in the net. Actually, David Raya's getting some treatment up the other end of the pitch at the moment, which is why there was delay over that corner. He looks okay. Looked like a maybe what's it, contact lens issue maybe. I don't know if it was. I don't know if he wears contact lenses, David Raya. But anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal, which Gabriel Martinelli's going to take over on that far side. Arsenal's left, which he's right-footed, so he's going to be an in-swinger. In fact, David Raya's come over to the near touchline, and he's back okay now. That'd be strange, wouldn't it, if he had to go off injured and Neto had to play when nobody wants him to play. That would be strange. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal. Marino's in there. Gabriel's in there. Saliba's in there. Timber's in there. Everybody's in there. What's the ball like, though, from Martinelli? Because his deliveries generally aren't quite as good as Declan Rice from over that side. But let's see what this one's like. The referee's not happy with some of the stuff inside the penalty area there. Nick Nack says feels similar to the Newcastle game. Man United have so many numbers, but yeah, it is very similar. Yeah, Terry says field tilt is the most important stat. I knew what it meant. Yeah, I don't know what it means either, but I'm sure it's good. Marcy says the statistical analysis stuff purely comes off the back of the influence of US ownership and TV broadcast. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyway, this corner comes into Wolves of far post, headed out by Manchester United defender, and then headed out on the second time. So it's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of it, don't you? There's a lot of people that have got these accounts on Twitter that basically just do all this statistical analytics. And I'm thinking, you're trying to make yourself sound clever, but you just sound like an absolute moron. You know, we can all see, we've all got eyes. We watch the game. We know what's important. What's important is getting the ball into the box and having shots at goal and scoring. They're the only stats that really matter. Yeah, I don't even think assist is a good stat, because an assist can be a simple 2-yard pass to somebody who then takes the ball on past 4 defenders and scores, and you get an assist for that. And all goal involvements. This player's got 500 goal involvements. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not really a goal involvement, is it? Because you just laid the ball off 2 yards to someone who then did all the work. And even at the end of the day, a cross into the box that someone scores from, yes, okay, that's an assist, but it's irrelevant really, because your job, if you're out in a wide play, your job's to get crosses into the box. So It's just, it doesn't mean anything. It's meaningless, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's all meaningless, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, an Arsenal player's gone down. It looks like it's Jesus, so let's not worry about it because he goes down all the time anyway. Terry says, Mark, I think you're trying to say it's a load of old crap. Yeah, exactly, it is. Jesus, get up, you fairy. He was hardly touched. Well, I didn't see what happened, but I'm assuming he probably was barely touched. Oh dear, that's embarrassing, isn't it? He's an embarrassment, isn't he, Jesus? Honestly, he's got that Manchester City, Barcelona pep thing, which Arteta likes, and it's what we've turned into. And I hated it when Barcelona do it. I hate it when Man City do it. Why would I like it when Arsenal do it? In fact, I dislike it more when Arsenal do it because it's my club and I don't want to see us cheating. I don't want to see us playing that way. Anyway, Martinez just got a yellow card for that, by the way, which seems crazy when the was it the Garnacho one over the other side of the pitch was actual proper foul and he didn't get a yellow card. Anyway, and Martinez just got a yellow card, which is probably good for us because it means that he can't go do some stupid tackles again. And I just showed Mainu's effort again, which was fair enough, wasn't it? Nick Neck says, the key pass to set up a goal is often not the actual assist. Anyway, no, exactly, yeah, it isn't. And then that's another thing, is it? Then you get how many key passes a player's made. Well, what counts as a key pass? If it doesn't go anywhere, it's not a key pass, is it? You can look at the goal we had disallowed. Lovely ball. I don't know if it was Odegaard or Jesus, whoever it was. That was a good pass, but it doesn't lead to anything because the goal didn't count. So it doesn't matter. Let's not count that as a stat because it's pointless. It's all pointless anyway. Terry says, Greg, you took the words right out of my mouth. El Loco says, the fact that Man City have already bought a defender while Arteta and Arsenal are still flapping around shows a huge difference in mentality. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you saw that that documentary on Man City winning the 4 titles in a row. You know, the owner was there at training. He's in the changing room. You know, he's talking to the manager, and he won't accept anything other than success. Our owners don't care. They don't care. And, you know, as much as we blame Arteta, and I don't like Arteta's tactics, I don't like the style of football that he plays, all that kind of stuff, right? I don't. The owners are the biggest problem at Arsenal because they've got no ambition. An owner with ambition would have sacked Arteta 3 years ago, quite honestly. These owners have got no ambition and they're quite happy just chugging along, getting Champions League football, selling a load of merchandise. Happy days. They don't care if the team wins a trophy or not. In fact, most of our fans have got that mentality. And they might know the guy's free kick. Oh, it's not a bad one. It's flicked on. The goalkeeper struggled a bit, but he's done well in the end. And he's got there, the young Turk. He does wear number 1, actually, for Man United, even though he's not their number 1 goalkeeper. I suppose we had that problem as well, didn't we? Because obviously David Raya's got number 22 on. Anyway, he's wearing number 1. He did all right in the end, actually, because he was put under a bit of pressure. I wasn't sure he was going to get there, but he did. Mark C says, Gabriel Jesus scoring numbers, put him alongside Niall Quinn. The thing is, I'd rather have Quinn. Well, Quinn had a decent career, didn't he? Okay, he wasn't the greatest over Arsenal striker. He did all right, didn't he? But he went on to have a really good career, didn't he? You speak to Man City fans and Sunderland fans, they absolutely love Niall Quinn. So, you know, he certainly did well, didn't he? But yeah, Gabriel Jesus' numbers for a striker are embarrassing. For a striker, I mean, you think he was at Man City, won a lot of trophies there, coming off the bench. He's number 9 at Arsenal, and Christ, come on, ridiculous. Terry says, you get an assist for taking a corner. Why do you think Saka and Declan Rice are doing so well? Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. Obviously, the corners would work out well for Arsenal, don't they? And Mikel Arteta's outside his technical area, shouting at the referee, and he should be told to get back in his technical area, shouldn't he? He didn't like that tackle by Bruno Fernandes, and the referee has given a free kick. Not sure if it was, though. Nick Nack says, Dice is available now if you're after a change of tactics. Well, to be honest with you, I think I'd rather watch Sean Dyche's tactics and Arsenal's than Mikel Arteta's tactics, if I'm honest. Anyway, he is available, of course. Everton did sack him, didn't they, the other day, which was a rather strange timing of that, wasn't it? A couple of hours before they kicked off their FA Cup tie against Peterborough. Very, very strange timing for that one. But anyway, there's been a couple of changes in management, haven't they? Of course, West Ham have changed their manager in the last week or so. Seems to be that time, January window. Managers clubs want to maybe give a new manager some money to spend. So yeah, it's a funny time, isn't it? And we're stuck with this clown. But anyway, there you go. Because I say the owner's got no ambition. That's the problem. Anyway, 33 minutes played. It is still 0-0. It's not the best game, is it? Let's be totally honest. It's quite dull. Anyway, David Raya goes long, very long. And it's a good take there from Gabriel Jesus, but it's hooked away by Mazraoui. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. Greg says, I saw yesterday Kroenke wouldn't sanction a transfer for the Newcastle striker. Well, no, because it's going to be a lot of money, isn't it? And he's not bothered. And that would make us maybe actually be able to win a trophy. And they don't want that, do they? They don't want to win a trophy. They just want to get top 4. You know, we've gone back to the Wenger days, which wasn't good enough for the fans, was it? AFTV made their whole reputation, their whole life on the fact that Arsenal wasn't good enough under Wenger, finishing top 4 every season. And now everyone's happy with that. Those same people, well, some of them, not all of them. But anyway, they'll just go on whatever bandwagon they think's popular, won't they? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Kai Havertz on this near side, touches it back to Martin Odegaard, just inside the Man United penalty area. Timber on the overlap. What's the cross like? He chips one up towards the far post, headed away by Mazraoui, only as far as Gabriel Martinelli over on that far side. And while Arsenal have had tons of possession, we haven't really created anything, really, have we? That one disallowed goal, which was clearly offside. Other than that, we've not threatened really at all. Even our set pieces haven't been that threatening, have they? Anyway, Bruno Fernandes plays that ball forward. It's a good ball. And suddenly, Man United have got some opportunity here. Garnacho running at the Arsenal defence inside the penalty. Garnacho tries a shot at the near post, but it was easy save there for David Raya. Man United certainly have more shots on target than Arsenal now in this first half. Nick Nack says, sad thing is with all those top 4s, is no Champions League success to show for it. No, it isn't. But don't forget, a lot of that. Oh, hang on, Gabriel Martinelli's in over on this near side, but good defending from Harry Maguire actually. The game was just opened up slightly there. You got to remember, when Arsene Wenger was getting them top 4s, we didn't have the money to compete, did we? We had to sell our top players every year. He was getting by on cheap signings, and just to be in the top 4 every year was an amazing achievement. Yes, obviously we need to win a Champions League, but anyway, there you go. Nick Nack says, Mark had hit that first time. He did, yeah. Mark C says the same thing. Yeah, Martin just hit it first time. The ball is running nicely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's not a natural goal scorer, is he? We said this the other night at that Newcastle game when he's run through one-on-one. A natural goal scorer takes an extra touch, commits the goalkeeper and scores, and he just rushed it. It's a good finish today for the one that was offside, but you've got to be more intelligent with your movement, haven't you? To stay onside. But then you don't get the same time and opportunity, do you? And Man United trying to come forward, but Jorginho cuts that ball out, and then Martin Odegaard turns into trouble. And it's now with Martinez, Leandro Martinez, touches it off to Ugarte. He's had a good first half of Man United, actually. Ugarte, the Uruguayan, played quite well. Done a good job there sitting in front of the back three, which I think when you're playing a back three, it's quite important, isn't it, that your midfield players, certainly one of them is helping the defence out, and he's done that really well, Ugarte. Anyway, Mazraoui now coming forward over on that far side for Manchester United. Garnacho now right on that far touchline, touches the ball back, and it's with Harry Maguire inside the centre circle. Plays it forward to Kobe Mainoo. Probably the best chance for Manchester United that was, wasn't it? That shot from just outside the box. Oh, and now Man United have got a bit of space over on that far side. It's an opportunity inside the box. The ball's pulled back to Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he's gone down on the edge of the box. The referee's not interested. It would have been a free kick, not a penalty, but he's not happy there, Bruno Fernandes. It did look like a foul. You've got to say it did look like a foul. Was it William Saliba? And in fact, I think Bruno Fernandes now is going to be booked. His boots come off. That looked like a foul, actually. You can understand why he's frustrated. He's just thrown his boot down on the floor, and he's going to get a yellow card for that act of dissent. I feel a little bit sorry for him there because it did look like a foul. Let's have a look at the replay again. Suddenly over on that far side, Man United had a player over. The ball was played back to... Gosh, surely that's a foul. Surely that's a foul. I'm surprised the ref never gave that. Wow. Let's have a look at the replay. I mean, he's gone through the back of him. Why would he go down there when the ball's at his feet? I don't understand why he would go down. I think that's a foul. I think he was caught from behind, and I think he was a little bit unfortunate there. Mark C says Jesus running back there could have been a free kick. Well, I thought it was a free kick. Nick Nack said he's having a paddy. He is definitely having a paddy. You know, Raheem Sterling's coming on. So have we got an injury problem? Because Raheem Sterling's about to come on, the saviour of Arsenal, as Terry says, Sterling ought to save Arsenal indeed. And it looks like it's quite a bad injury. That the stretcher's coming out for Jesus. It was him that came back on, Bruno Fernandes there. And he's going to be leaving the field on a stretcher by the look of it. That could be another serious injury for Arsenal in a season of serious injuries. Not that it's going to be a big loss. I mean, we don't want anybody to be injured, of course not. And we hope it's not serious. But if you're going to lose a player, we could think of more important players that we could be losing than him. But obviously, we hope it's not a serious injury. We don't like to see a stretcher, do we? Ag says, result in the girls' match. They didn't play. It was called off because of a frozen pitch. I think it's the way he's landed, actually, there, Jesus. That's what it is. I think he's just landed awkwardly. Anyway, Raheem Sterling's going to come on, so it's fine. Nick says, injured himself on Fernandez's heel. Or was it the way he landed? I'm not sure. Mark C says, maybe that will stimulate us to buy a striker. Oh, that's quite funny. That is quite funny. Anyway, Jesus is going off on a stretcher, which is not nice to see. We do wish him well, and let's hope it isn't as serious as it looked. I think it's the way. Is it the way he's landed? I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but he knew straight away, didn't he? Anyway, not quite sure. Clutching at straws. I think you are clutching at straws, actually. We don't need to strike a Raheem Sterling. We've got. Come on, we've got Raheem Sterling. We don't need anyone else. That's what Raheem Sterling was brought in for. Now it's me clutching at straws. Anyway, Sterling's on for Jesus, which, to be fair, Jesus was playing on the right-hand side. It's probably more natural position for Sterling anyway. So it might actually help the shape of the team a little bit more. I don't know. Anyway, Jesus is being stretched off down the tunnel, which is a worry in the scenes. Let's hope it's not as serious as it potentially could be. Looking at that, it didn't look good, did it? Not quite sure what happened there, actually, because it seemed a bit of an innocuous challenge, really, didn't it? But anyway, he's off on a stretcher, Jesus, and Raheem Sterling's on. We're into the last 5 minutes of the first half. El Loco says, poor Jesus. Mark C read my mind 100%. Now Arteta must go buy Isak. We're not buying Isak. We can't afford him. My worry now is actually with that is that we'll be forced into buying a striker, and it will just be anyone that we can get rather than the one we need. And if we spend too much money on anyone, it means we have less money to spend on the proper striker that we need in the summer. That will be my worry. We're not buying Isak. We're not going to buy anybody really decent because we haven't got the money. That much is obvious. So, you know, if we're forced into buying a striker because of this injury, then it's just going to be a stopgap one. We'll probably get a loan. Actually, we'll probably get a loan is what we'll do. But anyway, let's see what happens. Anyway, Arsenal trying to play out from the back and actually played this quite well. We can bring the ball forward now with Lewis Skelly over on that far side. He's taken the ball about 40 yards, plays it inside the fullback for Martinelli. Just too much on it. And it's gone behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. Actually, it's a corner. It must have got deflected. It's a corner to Arsenal over on that far side. Greg says, I don't think we'll buy anyone this time. No, I don't think we'll. We might get a loan in now. If that Jesus injury is as bad as it looks, we might get a loan in. Potentially. I'm not guaranteeing that we will. I just think we might now get a loan striker in or a loan forward. But Arteta doesn't like strikers because they've got egos and he can't deal with egos, can he? Because he's too weak. So he won't buy an actual proper striker, will he? Because it's not the sort of player he wants. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal. We don't need strikers, do we? We just need 8'4" players to go on the end of corners. That's all we need. Sign one of them. That'd be quite cheap, won't they? An 8'4" midfield player who can't play, but he can head the ball and attack corners. They won't be that expensive, will they? Buy another couple of them. We got Marino, didn't we? Get another one like that. That's all we need. Terry says, why would Isak want to come to Arsenal and play crap football and play second fiddle to 29? Well, exactly, yeah. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal over on that far side. Martinelli with it. Again, it's very deep to the far post. The goalkeeper, though, comes and gets that. No problem at all. That wasn't a great corner, was it? Anyway, into the last 2 minutes of the first half. There'll be some injury time. Of course there will. And we will see how much injury time there'll be, 5 minutes or so, you would imagine. So there's still a bit of time left in this first half. It's been quite a flat game. For those of us old enough to remember when the Arsenal-Man United games were the highlight of any season, this one's been very, very flat. Anyway, Man United coming forward now with Højlund over on that far side, just inside the penalty. He's done well, actually, Højlund. Finds Kobe Mainoo, tries a shot from outside the box again. This one hits an Arsenal defender, Gabriel, I think it was, and Martinelli can now come away with the ball, gets past Ugarte. Now he's got the lit to get past. Cuts inside. Good defending there from the Dutchman, De Ligt. But Man United just had a counter-attack there, actually. El Loco says, we're not scoring from corners today. Best ball delivered, Saka and Rice not on the pitch. Well, exactly, yeah. We probably won't. Anyway, Sterling now on his near side. Plays the ball back in to Martin Ødegaard. Now Jorginho. Greg says, I don't think Isak could play left back. Well, I mean, he could play there. He could. We need a left back, don't we, actually? That might be what happened then. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. That was a lazy ball played forward, though, by Timber, I think it was. And he's then committed a foul. We're into the last few seconds of normal time at the end of this first half. There is going to be, I say, a little bit of stoppage time, won't there, for the Jesus injury in particular. So we shall see. Yeah, it's a free kick to Manchester United. Anyway, Tottenham ended up winning 3-0 in the end. All the goals coming in the second period of extra time there. And Doncaster beat Hull on penalties. Is that the first third round tie that's got the penalties? I think it is. Crystal Palace are leading Stockport 1-0. Ipswich are beating Bristol Rovers 3-0. It's 1-1 Newcastle against Bromley still. Wow. You imagine Newcastle score a few in the second half there. And of course, Southampton versus Swansea kicks off at last 4 actually FA Cup scores from today. Only one shock yesterday, wasn't there? Which was, of course, Plymouth beating Brentford reserves. Oh, and there's a free kick on the edge of the Arsenal penalty. Martin, as it was with it, he's already been booked. So he's going to have to be careful here. It was Martin Ødegaard that's gone down. And the referee isn't going to get a second yellow card. It's a bit fortunate there, actually. There is going to be 5 minutes stoppage time, by the way. Mark C says, this follows a pattern of loads of our games, loads of possession, but create absolutely nothing. Exactly, yeah, you're absolutely right. Ange B says, that Martinez is a horrible little creature. A horrible little creature. I quite like that description of him. He's an angry little man, isn't he? He's got small man syndrome. Absolutely, 100% he's got small man syndrome. And yeah, he's an angry young man, an angry small man, I should say. Anyway, we've got a free kick. He's got to be careful because I do feel the next foul he does, he might well see a red card, mightn't he? Mark C says Napoleon syndrome. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. Aggie says no Swede in backup for Man U. No, I don't think they've got any Swedes, have they? Terry says get the failed wonder kid out of his club as well. Yeah, I agree. He certainly shouldn't be captain, should he? Anyway, there's loads of players lined up for this free kick. Not quite sure if we've decided what's going to happen yet. Martin Ødegaard's getting a lot of advice. And Sterling's over it as well. Imagine if Sterling scores this free kick. That would be good, wouldn't it? That beard from Martin Ødegaard is just not right at all. I'm sorry, mate. It's just wrong. Shave it off. Shave it off. Aggie says Victor Lindelof. I don't think Victor Lindelof's not on the bench. Is he still at Man United, Victor Lindelof? Not seen him play for ages. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal on the edge of the box. This might be our best chance. Martin Ødegaard with it. Oh, my days. It's the ball. It is the ball. It's gone high over the crossbar, and it's because it's not the Premier League ball. It's the FA Cup ball, which is different to the Carabao Cup ball. How are we expected to play with 2 different balls in 2 consecutive games? It's ridiculous. Why are they making us do that? I don't understand it. Come on, FA Cup. Let us use our own ball because we can't play with any other ball, can we? Anyway, Bruno Fernandes plays the ball forward. Kobe Mainoo is going to chase after it, but William Saliba's across. He's going to let it run out of play. Good defending there. Rajendra says over the wall. It was over the wall because he hit it like about 25 yards over the crossbar. So of course he's going to go over the wall. Terry says, oh no. What does that mean? I don't know. Anyway. Nick says the ball is 2 round. Well, I think it is 2 round. Martin Odegaard looks like he might be carrying injuries following that free kick, actually. But how we expected to, I don't know how we were expected to play with these balls, honestly. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, David Raya takes the goal kick. And it's a bit of a floaty ball, isn't it? It was good header there from Harry Maguire. Oh, and suddenly Man United have got won the ball in midfield. They've given a free kick. I think that was a soft free kick, that. Anyway, Martin Odegaard has gone down now. And he's not been right, has he, since that injury before? Is it the same ankle he injured before? Because if it is, that would be a little bit of a worry. Because I think if we've got to play, I'm not that Martin Odegaard's particularly good, but if we've got to play without Odegaard and Saka for a spell, then we are really going to struggle, aren't we? Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Martin Odegaard is back on his feet again, but doesn't look very happy and doesn't look as though he's moving particularly freely. The failed wonder kid. Oh, yes, of course. Right, that's a good one. We know what you mean now. Okay, yes, we'll maybe remember that next time. Anyway, Arsenal are going to finish the half in possession of the ball, which is where we've had most of the half. It's just anything else has been the problem. El Loco says, yep, the problem is the ball. Pathetic excuse from Arteta. Just like he claimed Community Shield as a trophy, he must be a sad, desperate man. He is, absolutely. He's definitely that. He's all of those things. And Man United are going to get this ball away with Leandro Martinez, plays it square. And Man United are going to actually come forward and maybe create another chance. They've had the only 2 shots on target in this first half. It's Mazwari there, plays it up the line to Garnacho. Looks to get it back again. Mazzawi, can he keep it in? No, he can't. And he crashes into the advertising board behind the goal. And it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal if indeed there's any time to take it. I don't think there is. Is that the half-time whistle? Misery of that first half has come to an end. It is Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. Probably the least incidental Arsenal-Man United game in history. Absolutely nothing happened, really. The one disallowed goal from Martinelli, which was absolutely miles offside. Bruno Fernandes is still moaning about that free kick he feels he should have had. And there's more people on the pitch now than there was during the game as the players come off and the substitutes go on. Anyway, Terry, Nick says Arsenal mostly in control, but if United score, it could be game over. Yeah, I agree. Terry says, to be fair on Arteta, he didn't include the Emirates Cup. No, he didn't, actually. That's true. Maybe he should have done, because we've won a couple of them, haven't we, as well, I think. Nick says, been pretty dire so far, indeed. Rajendra says, the Martinez foul must have caused injury. I think it did, yeah. Greg says, great first half. Both keepers didn't have a telling save to make. Can't wait for penalties. Yeah, we like the 2005 FA Cup final again, wasn't it? When we should have lost that game. And in the end, there you go. So where are we in the FA Cup? Let's have a look. It should be half time now everywhere, shouldn't it? Crystal Palace 1, Stockport 0 is half time. Eze with that goal. Ipswich 3, Bristol Rovers 0. Calvin Phillips, Clark and Taylor with those goals. It's half time 1-1 Newcastle Bromley. Well played Bromley. Lewis Miley equalised. It was Congreve who scored the early goal for Bromley. A very good goal that was as well. And that's your half-time scores. The full times, Doncaster beat Hull 5-4 on penalties, and Tottenham beat Tamworth 3-0 after extra time. Of course, tomorrow it is Millwall versus my old local club, Dagenham and Redbridge. So that's going to be good, where I grew up. Dagenham, of course, a lovely little club there. And that game is, of course, tomorrow at 7:30, Millwall against Dagenham Redbridge, which is basically Millwall against West Ham, because all Dagenham Redbridge fans are pretty much West Ham fans, aren't they, most of them? So there you go. Where are we now? Rajendra says the ball issue was due to a newspaper question about the ball, so they could write about it. It was, but then Mikel Arteta fell into the trap, didn't he? What he should have said was the ball's irrelevant. It's the same ball for both teams. That's what he should have said. The ball made no difference. Newcastle play with the same ball, but he didn't. He made it as an excuse, saying, "Oh, it's a bit lighter. It's not the same ball." He didn't need to say that, did he? He could have just said, "The ball's the same for everyone. We've played with the ball already in this competition." Why did he go down the route of? So it's his own fault. Yes, the question was put to him, but he didn't have to answer it in that way, did he? He could have just dismissed it and said, "No, of course it's nothing to do with the ball. Don't be silly. We've played with this ball before." That's what he needed to say. So it's his own fault. I've got no sympathy for him, even though that was a ridiculous question. Anyway, Grat says there it is against the rules to have a defending striker directly in the wall during a free kick. I thought it was, yeah. I mean, a striker would be able to see how he would have to strike the ball and hence see where it would contribute to the biggest hurdle. No, I agree. I don't think it's against the rule. It should be. Ipswich are going well. Newcastle still well, man. Yeah, I think Newcastle will win in the end, won't they? Agenda says a question asked to Arteta at the end of the game so they could write about it. Well, no, it's not, is it? Yes, it's a question asked to him, but it's how he answered it's the problem. He could have just dismissed it, couldn't he? He could have just said it was nothing to do with the ball. Yes, it's a different ball, but we've used it before. Newcastle used the ball. They scored 2 goals with it. So why didn't he say that? He used it as an excuse. It was pointed out to him about the ball, and he used it as an excuse. Almost so he was looking, oh, that's a good excuse. I can use that now. They brought it up. Why didn't he just dismiss it? Of course, it's nothing to do with the ball. Our finishing wasn't good enough. That's the reason why we didn't score. Our finishing wasn't good enough. That's it. End of conversation. But he didn't. He's the one who fell for it. They dug a hole for him and he jumped in it when he could have just walked around the hole, and he chose not to. So it's not me that's jumped into it, it's him by making those stupid comments about the ball. He didn't need to, did he? Nick Knack says, never the player's fault under Arteta. He'll blame everything else. He will, yeah, of course he does. Mark C says, he's got to be more savvy when in front of the TV cameras. Yeah, I think so, yeah. Rajendra says he answered it factually. No, well, he didn't answer it factually, did he? He used it as an excuse. The ball wasn't why we lost that game. The ball was irrelevant, and he should have said it was irrelevant. He should have said Newcastle had the same ball. They scored 2 goals with it. So what difference does the ball make? El Loco said, the wheels have fallen off this Arsenal side. Our attack doesn't exist anymore. Season is over, if you like. No, I agree with you. I think it's been over for a while. Legenda says, so say the facts are not right. Well, no, it's a different ball, right? It is a different ball. It's a different ball in the FA Cup today than in the Premier League. The Champions League use a different ball, right? But that's irrelevant because, one, it's the same ball for both teams. Secondly, we've used that ball in the Carabao Cup in the previous 3 rounds, scored a lot of goals with it. So it's irrelevant. He should have just dismissed that question and said, well, the ball makes no difference. The ball's irrelevant. That's what he should have said, but he didn't. He used it to make an excuse, and he does that all the time. Regina says he did not say the ball caused their issues. Well, no, but he talked about the ball being different, and that, you know, that is making an excuse, isn't it? Saying, well, the ball's different, and it's a different ball. We couldn't deal with it, you know, and that's not the reason we lost. It's nothing to do with it, and he should have just said that. He should have just dismissed it straight away, but he didn't. He chose to use it as an excuse, but he didn't need to, and he does that all the time. You know, I can't. I must admit, I'm getting to the point now, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff on social media as well. I can't understand why so many die-hard Arsenal fans constantly make excuses for this manager. Everything else's fault. It's not Arteta's fault. It's everything else's fault. It's the referees are against us. We're using the wrong ball. You know, it's the Man United fan. They've got too many fans behind the goal. You know, always excuses about everything. Arteta is not a good manager. We need to start to understand that. Tactically, he's not very good. He can't change a game. He can't manage players that's got any sort of personality. All his players that he's got are just yes men. No one's got any personality, and I think that this is where we are. And the sooner we all realise that and accept it and say, you know what, we don't want this anymore. We want a manager who's a winner, who's going to win us trophies, not cheat, not time waste, not go about these horrible, horrible tactics all the time. That's what it's about, isn't it? And I don't like that. I want better for this club. I want better. But maybe that's just me. Maybe everyone's just happy plodding along. Regenda says, sorry, it was designed to write by the fictional people who want to write about. No, you're right. The journalists threw the question in. Of course they do. That's what journalists do. That's their job. Arteta's job is not to fall into those traps. He's been there long enough to know, and he fell straight into the trap, didn't he? By talking about, why did he even need to talk about the ball? Just dismiss it. It's nothing to do with the ball. Why are you talking about the ball? That's what he should have said. Then no one mentions it. No one says he's using it as an excuse. He's opened himself up to be used as an excuse, and that's what he's done. And he didn't need to do that. He didn't need to. He needed to be more clever and just say, you know what, that's irrelevant. If that had been me and I'd mentioned the ball, I would have said, well, Newcastle scored 2 goals with the ball. So it's our fault we didn't score 2 goals with the ball. We had chances to score 2 goals with the ball. We didn't. That's what you should have said. We had enough chances to have scored the goal anyway, whatever ball we used. If it was a penny floater out of the pound shop, we still had the chances to score. And Newcastle did score with the same ball. So that's what he should have said. And he didn't. And he just walked straight into that trap, didn't he? Mark C says there he's got Butler or J on the bench, a youth team striker, but I bet he don't even think to give him. Oh, absolutely he won't give him a go. Which I would have answered it factually. Well, yeah, but what you've got to think of is it's not really factual, though, is it? The facts are the ball made no difference. That's the facts. The ball made no difference to why we lost 2-0. The ball was irrelevant to that. The way we played and the chances we missed and the horrible defending that we did, that is the reason we lost that game. They're the facts. The facts are both teams played with the same ball and Newcastle won 2-0. And we've played with that same ball in the previous rounds and we scored 5 goals against Bolton. We scored 3 goals against Preston. Is there another game that we played in it? Anyway, we scored a lot of goals with that ball. That's the facts. But he didn't choose to use those facts, did he? He just chose to use the fact it's a different ball to the Premier League. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a different ball to the Premier League. We've played with that ball 3 or 4 games before. Vagenda says no, I'm not putting words with. They're the words that he said. He talked about the ball. He talked about it. He said it was a different ball. It feels different. All this kind of other stuff. Why did he need to do that? He didn't. Just say the ball is irrelevant. That's all he had to say. Job done. Move on. Let's talk about something else. Vagenda says, no, I don't like him. But why did he need to talk about the ball? He should have just dismissed it, shouldn't he? That's all he needed to do. And I don't understand why he didn't do that. Then there's no one talks about that afterwards. No one talks. It's not a story, then, is it? It's not a story that the ball was an issue because he would have dismissed it, and he didn't do that. That's not my fault. He didn't do that. He chose to talk about the ball being different. That's what he chose to talk about. That was his fault, and now he's getting some criticism for it because of the comments that he made that he didn't need to make. That's the issue, isn't it? You know, and I get the feeling that it's not just you. There's loads of people want to defend Mikel Arteta to the ends of the earth. For some reason, I don't understand why. Anyone would think he's the greatest manager that we've ever had, and he's not. He's one of the worst managers that we've ever had in terms of money that he spent and the results that he's got in terms of trophies. He's the worst manager that we've ever had. But there you go. So he says, didn't we score 11 goals with that dodgy ball? We did, yeah. Agenda says, how did the team play in the rain? I don't know how they played in the rain. That's another excuse, isn't it? But it wasn't raining the other night, was it? It was just not very. It was cold. How did we play in the cold? That was the reason. It was too cold the other night. You can't be expected to play in the cold, can you? Christ, how can I expect our pampered little players to play when it's a bit cold? I mean, no wonder we lost. Greg said, he said Friday that they've had one training session with the ball. One training session? Well, didn't we play 3 games with it before? What's he on about? What is he on about? Vagenda says, and you would use it as his answer. Well, no, his answer is his answer, isn't it? He gives his own answers. I don't tell him what to say. He says his own answers, doesn't he? And at the end of the day, he gave that answer, didn't he? So, no one's making it up. But anyway, Mikel Arteta is Mr. Excuse anyway, isn't he? Whether he didn't bring the situation with the ball up, he just chose to go down that road with it. El Loco says, Arteta is our own Vlad Putin. They're both never wrong. They never make mistakes, always someone else's fault. Well, I'm not really sure that... See, I wouldn't necessarily compare Arteta to Putin because Putin's actually got a lot of things... I think he's got a lot of good ideas, actually. He's against a lot of the nonsense that's going on in the world, and that's the reason why everyone wants you to not like him. But anyway, that's a different... See, we need to keep politics out of football, don't we? So we're not going to go down a political route. Saul says, Arteta should be more responsible for his mistake. Exactly. Well said, my friend. Absolutely well said. I agree with you totally 100%. He's 100% responsible for his mistakes, as we all are. We're all responsible for our own mistakes, aren't we? Let's be honest. Jonah says, he wants to nuke the UK because the UK are getting involved in something we shouldn't be getting involved in. That's why. It's a threat to us, and it's a threat that's like, say, well, keep out of it. Keep out of it. It's nothing to do with you. That's what he's basically saying. And I agree with him. We should keep out of it. Greg says, Arteta should go back to Spain. Anywhere will do, mate. I don't care if it's Spain. I don't care if it's somewhere else in England, just as long as it's not at Arsenal. That is all that we want to see. Saul says, but still a great manager. No, he's not a great manager. What makes you think he's a great manager? Great managers get the clubs over the line. He's brought the club forward. I accept that. But he's shown in the last 2 or 3 seasons he's not able to get us over the line. So we need someone to come in who can get us over the line, or at least someone who's gives someone else a chance to get us over the line. He's had his chance. He's had lots of money, and he hasn't done the job. Mark C says, only we could play the worst Man United side in 40 years and make hard work. Well, that was always going to happen, though, wasn't it? Terry says, let's be fair. How do you expect a team on average wages of 160,000 a week to be able to kick around level football? Exactly, yeah. There you go. Regenda says, but they are saying UK have Nazis here. Well, yeah, we probably do. There's probably Nazis everywhere, isn't there? In every country, because that's the truth, isn't it? Saul says, what we need is that Liverpool manager. Well, he would be good, wouldn't he? What a job he's doing. And not necessarily. I just think we need something different. Something different. Someone with some different ideas. I don't think the squad's good enough anyway. There's holes in this squad like a sieve, isn't there? All over the place. Certainly in the attacking area. In midfield, I think we've got gaps. Left back is another gap we've got. We don't really have cover for the 2 centre backs if either of them or both of them get injured. And I know you can't compensate for every single possibility in terms of injuries, but come on. Nick Nax says someone with ideas even would be good. Yeah, someone any ideas, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, the team's coming out for second half, so let's see what words of wisdom Mikel Arteta has managed to get across at half time to see if we can win this game. I don't think any changes have been made at half time by either side. Martin Odegaard is fit to carry on. And we want to see a little bit more intensity in that final third, don't we? This is the FA Cup. This is our competition. It's a competition that we've won more than anyone else. And it's the only competition Mikel Arteta has won. He didn't even win it with his team. He won it with the team that he inherited, that he's now got rid of, because they wasn't good enough. They wasn't good enough. They won him a trophy. And the players he's brought in that are supposed to be good enough haven't managed to do that. Terry says, Rajendra, who told you that, Suji? Well, yeah, obviously, some people believe too many stuff that they want to believe, don't they, I suppose. Anyway, Arsenal doing their nice little huddle just to make the fans believe that they care. Anyway, it's 0-0 in this FA Cup third round tie. Arsenal will be getting off the second half. We'll be attacking the goal to our left in this second half. Regina says Putin. Well, did he send you an email? Did he? I tell you. Nick Nack says, let's stick to football. You're absolutely right. Grat says there, Arsenal need the manager that was in front of Osterstands when Arsenal faced him in the Champions League. Never ever have I seen a manager looking so much Britpop. Well, the manager of Osterstands, it was Harry Potter, not Harry Potter. Harry Potter. He's just got to West Ham. Graham Potter. But he's a good manager, actually. I agree. I like him as a manager. I think he's good. But I'm not sure he's an Arsenal manager. I'm not sure he's an Arsenal manager, if I'm honest. I like him. Nick Nack says, Arteta's controversial enough without bringing world. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Any politics shouldn't really be brought up in football, should it? And Arsenal trying to come forward. It's flicked on there by Marino inside the box, but Man United clear it away. And already at the start of the second half, the game looks like a similar pattern. Probably lots of Arsenal possession without doing much with it. And Manchester United looking to maybe come forward on the counter-attack, which they tried to do there. But Miles Lewis-Skelly's come across, won the throw for Arsenal off Garnacho. Greg says, if we don't score in the next 15 minutes, he'll bring on a defender to change the game. Just looking on the bench, actually, who would he bring on to change? He'd probably bring on Zinchenko. Take off Lewis Skelly. I did the other night when we needed a goal or two. He brought off Lewis Skelly and brought on Zinchenko, didn't he? And brought off Thomas Partey and brought on Jorginho. Genius substitutions then. Anyway, Bruno Fernandes brings the ball forward up this near side, but there's no one there. And Højlund tries to make a run, but the ball's gone back all the way to David Raya. We've played a minute and a half of the second half. Still 0-0. Obviously, it's still 0-0. William Saliba now on halfway. This is a big 45 minutes for Arsenal. It's a big 45 minutes for Arteta, because if we lose this game, then you have to worry. Well, you'd have to worry if you don't want to worry, but it could be the end or the beginning of the end for this manager. And Nick Nack says we need a goal to liven the game up a bit. Well, it needs a goal. You're absolutely right. Grat says I don't know what that means, but it's whiskey. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Maybe that's what we need. Some whiskey at half time. Anyway, Martin Keown's there showing, of course, whenever Arsenal play Man United, Martin Keown's name always comes up, doesn't it, for that famous incident with Ruud van Nistelrooy in 2003 when you missed that penalty in the final seconds of that game, which in the end is how we managed to go unbeaten in the season, wasn't it? As he scored that, the run would have been over after about 5 games. So, yes, that was a big moment, wasn't it, in Arsenal's history, really. Arsenal's given a ball away, and now Man United have got an opportunity for a counter-attack. But Arsenal... So it's the one thing you have to say that I do... For what Mikel Arteta, not just Mikel Arteta, the coaching staff, when we lose the ball, the way we get our defensive shape back so quickly, it's impressive, you have to say. It doesn't help us score goals or win these sort of games, but it is impressive the way we do that. And it's one thing that we've obviously worked a lot on in training, and you can see the results of that. And it is a massive improvement on where we were before, but it's taken a lot away from the attacking side of our game, isn't it? Because no one wants to take too many risks up there, because they know if we lose the ball, they've got to work back. And it takes a lot of energy to keep doing that. It does take a lot of energy. Anyway, there's going to be a foul there a free kick to Arsenal. It was Dalot there who's going to get a yellow card. Didn't look very impressed with that, did he? But I think it probably was. El Loco says, Arteta made the wave of that 2020 FA Cup win, which was won single-handedly by Aubameyang. His ghost has hounded us. Well, his ghost has hounded him since he kicked him out of the club. Absolutely. Nick Nash says, Man United win the ball and then go backwards. Yeah, they do, yeah. Mark C says, I'm remembering the good old days when we had Henry and Bergkamp up top with Will Todd and Cardew on the bench in case we needed a change-up. No such luxury for us now. Well, even if we had those players, Mikel Arteta wouldn't play them, would he? Absolutely not. So it's a free kick to Arsenal on this near side, just outside the penalty area. So it's like a corner, a little bit closer in though, quite a lot closer in. And it's going to be Martin Odegaard to take it, is it? Although Martin Odegaard's just coming across there to give him some words of advice. Probably ignore that, mate, I would say. Whatever Odegaard tells you to do, maybe ignore that. Anyway, Arsenal have got all their players lined up at the far post again in a very familiar way. You know, what's Martinelli's ball going to be like? He could actually try a shot from there. The angle's not great, but if you can whip it round that little 2-man wall, instead he chips it to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed out by Harry Maguire, comes to Martin Odegaard on the edge of the box, and that's a poor ball. And Man United can try and launch a counter-attack over on that far side where Ugarte, he's quite aggressive, isn't he, Ugarte? I like Ugarte, I must be honest. I think he's a good little player. He gets stuck in, he wins tackles, he's a little bit nasty. But it's the kind of player that you need in that midfield, isn't he? He's had a good game today, Ugarte. He won't get much credit for it, probably. And when it comes to picking a player of the match, he won't get anywhere near it. But I think he's been really, really good. There you go. Anyway, the ball's now back with David Raya. Just outside the Arsenal penalty. It goes long up that far side, too long. It's headed out. It's a good header, actually, by... who was that headed that away? It was Mazraoui, and now Man United in possession over on that far side with little Martinez. Man United not in any hurry really to get the ball forward, are they? But there's a mistake here over on this near side. There's a bit of space for Garnacho to run into. He's got loads of space, actually, just inside the penalty. Plays it across the box. The shot comes in, and it's a goal. Bruno Fernandes has scored for Manchester United. It's 1-0. And they counter-attack their mistake from Arsenal over on that far side. And in front of those United fans on the clock end, Bruno Fernandes has scored 1 counter-attack and 1 goal. They did this at Anfield last week, didn't they? Greg says 1 shot on target, 1-0 down. Terry says 1-0 United indeed. Nick Nack says nightmare indeed. Aggie says oh no indeed. And for the second time in a week, we are 1-0 down at home in a big cup game. And again, it's one shot on target. Garnacho made that with the breakaway, and Bruno Fernandes has finished it off. Not really good defensively from Arsenal there, was it? Who was it on that near side? Was it Timber? Or was it Lewis Skelly? I think it was Lewis Skelly's. No, Gabriel. I think it was Gabriel's mistake. And then the ball come across. That's a good finish. David Raya just stood there and watched it. He had no chance, did he? I think it was Lewis Skelly's mistake. He did slip over as well. Garnacho's made the most of that break. Look at that. Lovely run from him. And then Bruno Fernandes comes on that. That's a really good finish into the far corner. No chance for David Raya. He's curled it round into that far corner. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. And one counter-attack there early in the second half. In fact, I think it's about the same time that Anthony Gordon scored the goal for Newcastle the other night, wasn't it? And Arsenal behind again. Wow. Scenes at the Emirates. Man United now trying to come forward over on that far side. But Arsenal have won the ball. Comes towards the edge of the penalty. Actually, the shot comes in. It's blocked. Good block actually there from Harry Maguire, I think it was. You know, the ball only comes out to Gabriel. He's run a long way. Plays up his near side to Martinelli. What response have Arsenal got? Gabriel Martinelli chips across the walls of far post. Headed out again by Maguire. Comes to Raheem Sterling. Oh my days, what a shot that was. And it's been cleared away again by Manchester United. Wow, that was a shot there from Raheem Sterling. Incredible. It went straight across the goal. But good defending again from Harry Maguire. He's had a good game at the back for Man United, actually, you have to say. Harry Maguire. He's had a lot of criticism, hasn't he, in the last couple of years. But he's played well today. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again. Martinelli on this near side. He's faced by two Manchester United defenders. So he's falls back. And Marino does well. Now Lewis Skelly finds Martinelli. Cross comes in. Oh, it's a mistake at the back. It's come to Kai Havertz. Oh, he's put it wide. He missed a big chance the other night, and he's missed that one as well. The first mistake really at the back from Manchester United, you have to say, in this game, fell to Kai Havertz, and he's put it wide. And Martinelli's cross it was, and it was headed down. It fell to Marino, and then Kai Havertz there. He didn't have a lot of time. He had to hit it quickly, and he's just sliced it wide. Wow. Nick Nack says Maguire always has a good game if all you do is kick it onto his head. Well, that's true, yeah. How did Havertz miss that? Yeah, well, I don't know how he missed it. That's two in consecutive games, isn't it? Two big misses from Kai Havertz. Man United coming forward again. You do feel the second goal from Man United will finish us off. Dallo it is on this near side. The cross comes in, but that's a poor cross. Garnacho it was. Sliced it wide. Grat says there, surely it has to be the ball. Yeah, it has to be the ball. Let's blame the ball anyway, shall we? We might as well. We might as well just blame the ball. I think so. Not that Bruno Fernandes had any problems with it, but there you go. Anyway, we played 10 minutes of the second half. It is Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1. Arsenal on the brink of an FA Cup loss to go along with a Carabao Cup loss the other night. And it's a lack of goal threat, really. That's the problem, isn't it? And when we do get a chance, we just can't take it, can we? We just cannot take it. You know, Ugarte's just conceded a free kick and he's got a yellow card finally. He's certainly not shy of a tackle or two, is he? He pulled back Marino. Was it Marino? I think it was. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal, and Ugarte's got himself a yellow card along with half his teammates, I think, really. Grat says there, I'll see you after the game, if not before. Yes, my friend, I'm sure we'll see you soon. Look forward to it. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal, very central, midway inside the Manchester United half. It's far too far out for Odegaard to shoot because he can't kick a ball that far because he's too weak. But no doubt he'll chip it towards that penalty spot, would be my guess. And can Arsenal get on the end of this? But he fakes a free kick. He hasn't taken it yet. Chips it into the penalty area to the far post, cleared away again by Harry Maguire, I think it was. And now Manchester United trying to launch a counter-attack with Kobe Mainoo, and now he's been fouled. And it's going to be a free kick to Manchester United. Raheem Sterling it was. Nick Neck says, I was wondering if maybe the grass is too green. Sack the groundsman. Yeah, it might be too long or too short or too wet or too dry. Who knows? Terry says 99% of teams would want a chance like that to fall to your centre forward, except if you have, well, exactly, yeah. Exactly. But they're the moments, aren't they? You know, there's very short distances between teams really these days. You know, even between the top teams and the bottom teams in the Premier League, there's very little. It's small margins, isn't it? And they're the moments, aren't they? And when those moments go your way, that's the difference, isn't it? You have to make them go your way. You know, you're paid a lot of money as a striker to stick those chances in. That's what you're there for. Literally, that's what you're there for. You're not there for any other reason. You're not there to stand around looking good. You're there to put them chances away. And we haven't had a natural player to do that since we got rid of Aubameyang. We haven't had a natural striker, a natural goal scorer. And to be successful, you either have to have extremely top quality players with Man City were winning the title without a striker, or you need to have that top finisher. They're the two things that you need, and we don't have either of those two. Anyway, Kai Havertz looking to make amends over on that far side, plays the ball square to Raheem Sterling. It's not a great ball to Marino. Martino, the guy's shot from the box deflected, almost fell to Kai Havertz, but Manuel defended that as well. And get the ball forward to Højlund, who's done well actually, shows good strength. And now Garnacho, he's got a player over on that far side. Man United now looking at two stretchers. Is this going to be 2-0? It would be game over if it is. Oh, the ball pulled back. And it's going to be a corner to Manchester United. Timber it was that got back. And another counter-attack from Man United. They've played that perfectly again, haven't they? Just bide their time. Good centre-forward play that was from Højlund. Saliba there was all over him. He's got his arms around him now. And then when Højlund's actually fended him off, he's gone down like he's been shot. Terrible that was there from Saliba. Terry says Saliba's turned into Jesus. He has. El Loco says no one can convince me that Balogun and Mika Byrev, whom Arteta sold, aren't far better than Havertz. Well, you might well be right. Mark C says our players have gone soft. They have gone soft. Anyway, so according to Man United now, we are an hour's played, and William Saliba, oh, look, he's got a little dab on his face because he got a little sore. Anyway, it's a corner to Man United. Bruno Fernandes is going to take this in front of those Man United fans who are so far having a good day out in North London. And the corner comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, David Raya had to punch it clear. In fact, the referee's already given a free kick. Looked like it was going to go straight in for a minute for that corner. Nick Neck says United suddenly look more confident. Well, of course they do. Goals change games, don't they? And there was I'm not quite sure what the free kick was given for. Anyway, there was a bit of a 50-50 in there, wasn't it? It was just a big pile on it. It was like a motorway crash, that, wasn't it? As all the players collided with each other inside the 6-yard box. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal, which David Raya is going to take. Oh, William Saliba got a bit of blood on his mouth. Look, bless him. Anyway, it is a free kick which David Raya takes. Goes long up that far side. Do you remember Terry Butcher when he had that blood from his head? That's a proper injury, that, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal back in possession. And apart from that Havertz chance, we've done very little since Man United scored. I think Dalot's going to be sent off here. He's already been booked. It is a second yellow card for Diogo Dalot. United are down to 10 men. It's a silly challenge to make, actually. He may well have got the ball, I'm not sure. But when you lunge in like that, he didn't need to make that challenge there, did he, actually? It's a stupid challenge, really, from Diogo Dalot. And he's been sent off. I don't think you can have too many complaints about that. I mean, it's a yellow card, isn't it? He's already got a yellow card. And he didn't need to make that challenge there, did he? He didn't get the ball. And, well, I think that says down to 10. Indeed, they are down to 10. And they've had a lot of bookings, haven't they? Greg says down to 10. So if we don't win now, God help us. Yeah. Nick Nack says always a yellow. Yeah, it was always a yellow, yeah. stupid free kick, stupid foul to concede, wasn't it? When you've recently been booked, you can't go diving in like that. I'm sorry, mate, that's ridiculous. What's going to happen now? That Man United are going to show no intent to attack at all. They're going to bring on another defender, which they are bringing on another defender. Oh, actually, no, they're not. They're bringing on Amad Diallo by the look of it. Anyway, Dallo has been sent off, and Man United are down to 10. Arsenal try to take that free kick quickly. We do now take it quickly. Jorginho has got the ball, and it's not a great ball, is it? Martinelli now on his near side puts a cross in. Goalkeeper punches it away. It wasn't very convincing, actually. Comes to Gabriel on the volley. Oh, we've scored straight after Man United get a player sent off. Gabriel has scored from just inside the box. It is 1-1. Wow, and incredible. We can't score against 11 men, can we? But we have scored against 10. It is 1-1. And of course, we're going to go on and win this game now. Of course we are, because Man United have got 10 men. Greg says 1-1. Shut up shop, go for extra time. Well, it's a good goal, that, actually. It went through a crowded penalty area. Goalkeeper would have been unsighted. It wasn't a great punch initially, actually, that caused the problems. In fact, he got a deflection. Got a big deflection off the lit. It's quite fortunate, actually, because I don't think that would have gone in without the deflection. I think the goalkeeper would have saved it. The deflection is what's done it there. I mean, it's a good strike, but the deflection has beaten the keeper. And Rogendo says, made up for his error. He did. Nick Nack says, it's bad to feel sorry for Manu a little bit. Well, yeah. Nick Nack says a crap punch. It was a crap punch, yes. And it is 1-1. And Arsenal have got themselves out of jail, really, you have to say. Got ourselves out of jail. The 10 men, and now Arsenal coming forward again, and it's going to be a free kick this time to Manchester United. Foul on Garnacho. He did a good tackle back, actually, there. It was a foul. Was it Martinelli? It was Martinelli with a foul there on Garnacho. He won the ball well. And it was a foul. We need to be careful, actually, because what will happen is the referee now is going to be looking quite keen to even this up, because that tends to be what referees do in these situations. So we can't make any stupid free kicks, can't get any stupid yellow cards, because if we do, the referee won't hesitate, will he? He won't hesitate to get that card out again. I don't think we've had anybody booked yet, have we? Not sure if we have. Anyway, the ball is now back with David Raya. Grat says, so Man United going to win by 3-1 or in extra time. Yep, I'm not too optimistic when it comes to Arsenal. No, well, I'm not either. Man United have got 10 players now, so we've got a big opportunity to win this game. Where you do feel they're going to get everybody behind the ball. Oh, now we're coming forward over on that far side. Raheem Sterling pulls it back to the edge of the box. The shot comes in. It's going to come to Rico Marino. He hasn't got hold of that at all. It's been deflected. I think Arsenal are going to get a corner. Should have done better there, shouldn't he, Marino? It was a good play from Raheem Sterling, actually. He's done really well. Gone around the outside and he got to the byline, pulled the ball back, and it fell in the end to Marino. I don't think that was deflected, was it? Oh, it was. It hit the head of Leandro Martinez, and it is a corner to Arsenal over on that far side, which Martin Odegaard is going to take. And we know this is dangerous moments. We're good at these set pieces generally. That corner wasn't great, though, was it? Again, it's punched out by the goalkeeper, and then Garnacho just kicks it away. Anywhere will do. And in fact, it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. Arsenal 1 and Manchester United 1, but Manchester United, of course, are down to 10 men. Diogo Dallo's been sent off 2 yellow cards. Stupid challenge for the second one. His manager will be absolutely will be so angry about that, won't he? You know, Martin Leno on his near side. Can he get the cross in? Fires Mikel Merino. Oh, he's just given the ball away. And now Manchester United will, I say, try and launch a counter-attack. I'm not sure if they will. Look like a foul, but Man United do come away with the ball. Højlund plays it to Martinez inside the centre circle. Terry says, does anyone know if the Man U keeper has any fingers? He ain't caught anything yet. Well, he hasn't caught anything. He's just punched them all. But then, you know, he's Turkish, isn't he? Maybe that's a thing in Turkey. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know. But yeah, he's not wanted to catch anything, has he? Couldn't even catch a cold. And it's certainly cold enough. And then Man United now say a bit of space over on that far side. Højlund's kept the ball in. He's not in any hurry to get it forward, but Man United will be relieved to have the ball in Arsenal's half for the time being, because they haven't had too much of it. Or it almost falls again to Højlund, but that's going to run all the way through to David Raya. In fact, he lets it run out for a goal kick. 67 minutes on the clock. Are we going to have extra time? Because, of course, the third round now, no replays anymore. It's straight to extra time and penalties. And that is the way it is now in the FA Cup, taking away a lot of the tradition and the glamour of it, really, I suppose. Arsenal on that far side of Raheem Sterling comes into the box, goes around a couple of changes. Done well, actually, there, Sterling. He's still got the ball. And he loses it. Man United clear it away. 68 minutes played. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Martin Ødegaard now plays it in to Kai Havertz very deep. He'll be feeling a bit better about that miss now, won't he? Anyway, Raheem Sterling again. He's actually having quite a good second half. Played the ball into Kai Havertz. Twists and turns in the box. He's gone down. And the referee's given a penalty. Wow. The referee has given a penalty. And I don't think Kai Havertz got fouled there. Let's have a look at the replay. Harry Maguire is convinced he wasn't fouled. He didn't foul him. And, wow, the referee has certainly been in our favour today. People have said Arsenal don't get any decisions. Well, we've had two big ones today. Let's have a look at that. Sterling played it in to Havertz. Dear, oh dear, that is never a penalty, is it? Dear me, that is shocking. Kai Havertz has dived all day long now. That is awful. That is never a penalty. He's kicking off a bit inside the area. Harry Maguire is rightly upset. That's cheating, quite honestly. It's what Arteta wants, though, isn't it? The Nick says he kicks Maguire's foot. He does. He does. Nick says he's cheating. Quite he's cheating. And Harry Maguire's right. I mean, someone mentioned before about feeling sorry for Man United. We don't want to feel sorry for Man United, but nothing's gone their way in this game. Absolutely nothing's gone their way in this game. In this second half in particular, Kai Havertz has cheated there. There's absolutely no question about it. Kai Havertz has cheated. And you can understand the frustration that Man United have got. I think it was Ugarte there. And then Garnacho pushes him over. I mean, it's all a bit silly. You can understand the frustration, though. The referee's got a yellow card in his hand. And it's all gone wrong for Man United in the last 10 minutes. And not quite sure what the referee's doing. He's got a yellow card in his hand. He's taking his time about it, isn't he? And I'm not sure what the decision is. It is a penalty to Arsenal. That's the upshot of it. And it's going to be Martin Ødegaard who's going to take it, I think, as well. And that was probably the luckiest penalty we've ever had in, I can remember, for a long, long time. Probably since that. Do you remember that Pires one against Portsmouth all them years ago? That was what that was like. And I don't like to see it. I don't like cheating. Whether it's for us or against us, I don't like cheating. Anyway, this is a chance for Arsenal to go in front in this game. It is Martin Ødegaard against Bayendia, the Manchester United goalkeeper. And Martin Ødegaard, who's not played well for a while, has he? He's only scored one goal this season. Was that a penalty as well, actually? I can't remember if it was. Anyway, he has scored a few penalties, of course, for Arsenal over the years. And he's going to be taking this one. It is Martin Ødegaard to put Arsenal in front. Oh, he saved it, the goalkeeper. Oh, that was a weak penalty from a weak player. honestly, I don't know what's happened to him. That is terrible. As Nick Nack says, justice is done. Yeah, I think justice is done because it wasn't a penalty. It was a good save, but it was a weak penalty, wasn't it? He didn't get hold of that at all. That was weak. That's typical Martin Odegaard, actually. It's a good save. It's a good save. It's a good height for the keeper, though, isn't it? It's a good height for the keeper. Actually, no, it is a good save. To be fair, that is a really good save. We see it from behind the goal. Wow, it is a good save. I don't think it was the greatest penalty ever. He's given him the option to save it, but that is a really good save, actually. Well done, goalkeeper. And Martin Odegaard, quite honestly, is a disgrace. Rajendra says, Maguire pulled his shirt and he twisted and looked as if he was tripped. Well, to be honest with you, that is the softest penalty you've ever seen in your life. Imagine if that had gone against us, right? If Man United get a penalty for that, what would you be saying? You'd be screaming in injustice of it. I would. Anyway, Declan Rice is going to come on now. He was going to come on, and then we got the penalty, so he didn't come on. And now we missed the penalty, so he has come on. Indecision from Mikel Arteta, but Rice is on for Marino. Greg says, yeah, typical. Even if we didn't deserve the penalty, that was a very bad miss. It was, yeah, absolutely. And Nick Nack says, good. It was a good save, yeah. It was a good save, actually. Look behind the goal, it's a good save. But he gave him the chance to make that save because he didn't hit it hard enough, did he? Rajendra says, they have gone against all. Yeah, we've had them against us. Absolutely, we have. And we moan and cry about it. So we're not going to be happy that one's gone in our favour. I'm not. I can't stand penalties like that. Can't stand it. I don't like cheating at all. And he's cheated there. Kai Havertz has cheated there. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And yeah, I agree with the comment. I think it was Nick Nack. Justice was done. Yeah, absolutely, justice was done. 100% justice was done. It was never a penalty. And if we're going to win this game, let's win it properly and fairly, shall we? None of this diving about lark that we've become too used to now. Anyway, it certainly fired the game up, hasn't it, for this last 15, 20 minutes or so. It certainly fired everyone up, hasn't it? The crowd are fired up, the players are fired up, and you can maybe see more red cards coming, actually, in this game. I wouldn't be surprised. Terry says, is Arteta ref in this game? Yeah, he probably is. Nick Nack says, should still go on and win the game. Yeah, of course we should still go on and win the game against 10 men. Of course we should. But let's hope we do. El Loco says, instant karma, that penalty was wrongly awarded. Absolutely, yeah. It's not often it happens, though, is it? You don't often get justice delivered that quickly, but it was a wrong decision. And in the end, the score remains at 1-1, which is where it should be, because that was never a penalty in a million years. Anyway, Kai Havertz and Harry Maguire both got booked in all of that, just so we know that there could well be more red cards in this game. Gratz says, but that headbutt from number 25 for United should have resulted in another red. I'm not sure if it's a headbutt. They was both put their heads in together, didn't they? I don't know. It was a bit of handbag, really, wasn't it? Let's not make too much of that. You can understand the frustration Man United felt. And in the end, maybe all of that kerfuffle maybe put Odegaard off a little bit, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, Martinelli now. Obviously, it's all Arsenal pressure. Of course it is. That's obvious. I think Man United are just going to be content to hang on for penalties, actually, in this game, you feel. But can Arsenal find a winner in the last 15 minutes? Cross comes in. Maguire again heads it away. He's been brilliant, actually, Harry Maguire today, you have to say. William Saliba touches that ball back to David Raya. Højlund's chasing after it, but wasting his time, really. Jorginho now bringing it forward. Plays it out to Martin Odegaard over on that far side. Now it's with Raheem Sterling. He's actually done all right in the second half, hasn't he, Raheem Sterling? He's played quite well. Martin Odegaard now chips the ball into the box. Declan Rice. Oh, the keeper's tipped it over. That was a big chance there from Declan Rice, who's just come on. Sneaks around the back there. Got their header in. Could he have put it more in the corner? He just sneaked in, didn't he? No one marked him. He was onside, just sneaked in unmarked. And it was, to be fair, straight at the keeper. And he's tipped it over the bar. But it's another good save, actually. No, that the keeper's going to get man of the match, isn't he? That was a good save, but did Declan put that close enough to the corner? No, he didn't. It's straight at the keeper, really. He's made it look a Hollywood save. And it's going to be a corner. And the goalkeeper's now gone down with an injury to his hand, I think. Has he dislocated his thumb or something there, making that save? But that's another big chance for Arsenal missed. because he's got to head that in a corner. He's did it sort of straight, hasn't he? And I think the goalkeeper's made a bit of a meal of that, to be fair. I mean, he's put it over the bar, and it needed saving because it was going in, but did he need to fly about like that? And if he's got himself injured by doing so, then it's his own fault, isn't it, really? Because he could have just literally caught that. But he hasn't wanted to catch anything, has he? The goalkeeper. But he's played pretty well. He's obviously saved the penalty. He's just made a save there. And he's done okay, the goalkeeper, hasn't he? For Manchester United. And now he's getting some treatment on the pitch. It's all happened in the second half, isn't it? Christ. All happened. And we've got, what, just over 10 minutes left plus stoppage time, of which there's going to be quite a lot of stoppage time as well, isn't there? And they're just showing the 2 goals again. In quick succession they were. And Gabriel's one was deflected in. And it is going to be a corner to Arsenal. Looks like the keeper's hurt his stomach. It does, yeah. Nick Nack says, why didn't Declan start this game? Well, I don't know, because probably saving him for Wednesday night, the North London derby. But we'll see. Anyway, maybe Andre Onana's going to have to come on. So we'll see. But I don't know if he's going to be able to carry on the goalkeeper here. He's putting his gloves back on, so maybe he will. Anyway, it will be a corner to Arsenal at the end of all this. Not quite sure what the goalkeeper did there, but anyway, he's back up and ready to carry on. And it is a corner to Arsenal over on that far side. So let's have a look and see what's going to happen from this. Martin Odegaard is going to take it. You know, Jorginho puts a cross into the box, headed out by Manchester United's defence again. Comes over to that far side. Declan Rice trying to get in, but may not clear it away again. I think they're going to be quite happy, aren't they? Just to get the ball clear. You know, Man United are making 3 substitutions now. Xerxes coming on for Garnacho. Amad Diallo's coming on. Well, they're bringing attacking. They've got 10 men and they're bringing attacking players on. Wow, that's brave, isn't it? You have to say it's brave. Not that our manager would ever be that brave. And the other substitute to come on is going to be Toby Collier for Kobe Mainu. And Amad Diallo's come on. He's a tricky little player, isn't he? And Xerxes coming on as well. The subs are keeping themselves warm as they prepare to come on in this game. And it is Højlund going off. Worked hard up there, didn't he, for Manchester United today. And it is going to be Toby Collier coming on, a youngster. And we're into the last 10 minutes. So Xerxes is going to go up front. So Garnacho, Mainu and Højlund have gone off. And Diallo, Collier and Xerxes have come on. 3 changes there for Manchester United as they look to try and, well, you'd assume they're just going to try and see this through penalties. And the way their goalkeeper's been playing, it wouldn't surprise them if they go through. But we've still got, what, 10 minutes plus stoppage time. Oloko says, if Arsenal lose today, it would be the fault of the ball. As per Arteta, he didn't move fast enough to beat the keeper. But yeah, maybe. You know, Martinelli around the outside. Did that go out? The linesman said it did go out, so it's going to be a goal kick to Manchester United. And Arsenal are going to have to build again. It is Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1, FA Cup third round. We're into the last 10 minutes here. And time is ticking on here. Is it going to be extra time needed to decide the winners here? Or can Arsenal find a winner against 10 men of Manchester United? Raheem Sterling tries to come forward there but loses out. Harry Maguire steps in. Nick next says, best bet for United is try and win in the 90. Well, you'd imagine so, trying to hold on for extra time, but I don't know. I mean, they could try and hang on for penalties, I guess. I don't know. But, I mean, he's brought on 2 attacking players out of the 3 substitutes. So, you know, who knows? They might try and go for it here to try and snatch a winner. But they haven't really had any attacks, have they, since they had the players sent off? Diogo Dallo it was. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Martinelli chips across in. Harry Maguire's there again. Oh, that's a poor clearance, actually. Ball comes to Sterling over on that far side. Goes around the outside, but that's a good tackle, actually, there by Mazzari. It's going to be a throw, though, to Arsenal. Raheem Sterling with it. Finds Jorginho. 7 minutes of normal time to play, plus stoppages, of which there'll be a fair old bit, won't there, you feel? With 1 or 2 injuries, of course, the penalty, all the kerfuffle after that penalty. And there's an offside against Raheem Sterling over on that far side. No, it wasn't. It was against Jurien Timber, I think it was. Anyway, the upshot is it's a free kick to Manchester United. So we'll see how that works out. It's certainly been a strange old game, hasn't it? I don't do much doubt about that. Also going forward again. Sterling chips it into the box. Oh, it almost fell to the far post. It's come to the edge. Martin Odegaard finds Lewis Skelly. Now it's with Declan Rice on this near side. Arsenal's left. Oh, he did a little bit too much there. Bruno Fernandes took the ball off him. Keeps it in, but there's no Man United player anywhere near that. Arsenal in possession over on that far side again. Raheem Sterling. So I think Raheem Sterling's played pretty well, actually, to be fair to him. But the goalkeeper has got the ball. And time is ticking down towards the 90 minutes here. Man United now trying to come forward. Are we going to get a late winner here? Or are we going to need extra time? Lewis Skelly bringing it to halfway. Arsenal haven't really exploited the extra man, have they? You have to say, we've not really exploited that. And Arsenal in position again over on that far side. Martin Odegaard touches it into Jorginho. Gabriel, Lewis Skelly. Now it's with Martinelli on this near side. Can he get the cross in? Cuts in field. Thought about the cross. Does get the cross. It's deflected though. Xerxes now. Oh, he does a nutmeg there on William Saliba twice. Good play there from Xerxes actually. And now Man United come forward with Diallo on this near side. Gets inside the penalty, plays it across. Xerxes shot. Oh, it's deflected. Is he going to fall to Diallo? He can't quite get the shot away there. And that was another big counter-attack there from Manchester United. And it was Xerxes there, did really well. Really well, actually. Look at that great play from him. Played the ball out to that far side to Diallo. Ran into the Arsenal penalty area, played it square. Xerxes again, it just got a deflection. And then Diallo couldn't quite scoop the ball back across. Not sure if it's going to be a corner or a goal kick. It's definitely a goal kick. Cross comes in easily, headed away just to the edge of the box. It's played out to that far side again to Raheem Sterling. Cross comes in, almost finds its way all the way through. Oh, a big chance at the far post. It's Kai Havertz again. And he can't put it in. And he's missed some big chances in this last few days, hasn't he? Kai Havertz. Wow. Came in there and chipped it over. Wow, that was an incredible miss there. Oh, from what, inside the 6-yard box, he's lifted it over the crossbar there. It felt a little bit fortunate to fall for him, but he's got to score. I mean, it did probably come off his hand, actually. Mark C says probably handball anyway. I think that says Havertz again, yeah. 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz misses again. And B says, I have no words for Havertz. Oh no, there's lots of words for him, Ange. There are lots of words. I'm not sure if we should be using those words, but there's lots of words for him. Oh dear, terrible, 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 terrible. But it's what happens when you don't have a striker, isn't it? It's what happens when you don't have a striker. There you go. Anyway, in this whole game, Arsenal had 3 shots on target. Man United have had 3 shots on target. And they've had 10 men for a big chunk of the second half. So it's hardly inspiring stuff from Arsenal, is it? Anyway, Man United's trying to come forward now. Again, Raheem Sterling's actually played well today. I'll hold my hands up. Raheem Sterling has actually played well today. And it's not often that we can say that, is it? But I'm happy with that. He's played all right. Let's be honest, he has. He's done well. Man United have just got a free kick, actually. It was a foul there by... Was it Sterling who fouled him? I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's a free kick to Man United, regardless. And we're into the final minute of normal time. But there will be a chunk of stoppage time. There will be, because there's been quite a few stoppages in this game. Not least, of course, for the penalty. That free kick comes in towards the far post, headed back by Harry Maguire, but David Raya there. And comfortable from the Arsenal goalkeeper there. You know, Arsenal on a counter-attack. Raheem, so there's going to be 7 minutes of stoppage time. 7 minutes. Raheem Sterling's going all the way, is he? The shot's blocked. Comes to Martin Odegaard. Terrible touch from him. And it's hoofed away by Manchester United. And it was the substitute there, Collier, who cleared that away. Stuart says, please don't go to penalty as well. No, we don't want it to go to penalties, of course. But who knows? Neil with us. Hey, Neil, how you doing? Thank you for joining us again. He says, Odegaard's been awful. He's been awful for months, mate. How he's captain of this team, I do not know. That's one of the problems, isn't it? When your captain's so poor, he's weak. He's just physically weak. And when your captain's so poor, the rest of the team kind of sink down. You need your captain to lift you. And if he's not able to lift it with his own performances, what is he there for? Anyway, that cross comes in. Arsenal have won a corner. We're into the 2nd minute of stoppage time. And Man United are holding on. Gret says, finally a counter-attack with full speed ahead. Well, yeah, didn't come to anything though, did it? Well, that is a corner, I suppose. So we have to look at it that way, which is quite good, isn't it? Anyway, William Saliba's in there. Gabriel's in there, the Arsenal goal scorer. Fair enough, it wasn't a goal from Gabriel like we've been used to from a corner. Neil says Kai missed 2 sitters. He's missed 2 sitters again, yeah. Anyway, Arsenal have got a corner, so we don't have to worry about sitters, do we? Because we've scored corners. That is a terrible corner. Is that Odegaard again? He can't even kick the ball. Why on earth is he still on the pitch? He can't even kick the ball. Anyway, his cross comes in again, reaches Gabriel on the far post, but Man United can bring it clear. And it is Mazzari there. He's on the wrong side of the pitch. But anyway, he's done quite well there, the Man United defender. And now it's Ugarte battling away. He's had a good game in midfield to Man United, and he does well again, actually. But the clearance only falls to Gabriel. He's almost playing as a centre forward. Anyway, the shot comes in from distance, and it's gone wide. And it was Jurin Timber with the effort. Mark C says, at least Timber's had a shot. He has had a shot. It wasn't a particularly good shot, but he's had a shot. It's gone wide. And it was not a great effort, let's be honest. There you go. Terry says, Neil, how you doing? Please tell me something positive. I don't think there's much positive. Even Neil, Mr. Positivity on the channel, I don't think even Neil can have too much positive from this game, I'm pretty sure. If there is, we've certainly missed it. The only positive is, as things stand, we are at least survived in the FA Cup for the time being. No replays, of course. This will be going to extra time. Unless we can find a goal in the next, 3.5 minutes of stoppage time that remain. Gabriel now bringing the ball forward for Arsenal. Finds Declan Rice on this near side. It's white. I'm sure it's this white kit. Anyway, Declan Rice has gone on a bit of a run here. Finds Martinelli. Martinelli plays it square to Jorginho. Declan Rice inside the box. Can he get the shot away? Right across the goal, and no one can get a touch on it. And Declan Rice has forced it wide there. Fired it wide, sorry. In fact, he might have got a touch. Was it the goalkeeper again who's made a save? That was a nice bit of football there, Jorginho. He was onside. And the shot across the goal. It was a good save, actually. The goalkeeper again, actually, you have to say, you might not catch anything, but Christ, he's made 3 or 4 good saves in this game. Nick Nack says, keeper saves it. Neil says, we don't need extra time with Spurs on Wednesday. No, indeed, we don't. But it looks like we're going to probably get extra time unless something happens in these last 3 minutes of stoppage time. Well, that's a really poor ball there. And Man United can now launch a counter-attack. Maybe we won't have extra time. Maybe Man U will nick it. Xerxes bringing it forward. Plays the ball through. Oh, it's a great ball to Diallo. David Ray is out. It's come back to Xerxes. He's put it wide, but he's offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted. And, well, Terry says, Christy thanks, Neil, just find it hard watching this crap every week. Yeah. Oh, he was only just offside, wasn't he? It was good goalkeeping, actually, from David Raya. We're into the last 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this game. Sterling's come forward again. Dinks out the cross. It's deflected behind. It's going to be a corner. You have to say, and this is how bad things are. Sterling's been our best player today. He has been our best player today, Raheem Sterling. And I don't like the guy. And I think it's a stupid signing. But you have to say he's played well in this game. He has been our best player by a country mile. And that's how bad things are. But well done, Raheem. Well played, son. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal, which Martin Odegaard. Can he actually beat the first man this time? That would be a shock, wouldn't it, if he can manage to beat the first man? Anyway, the ball is going to be put in by the Arsenal captain, who's been quite awful in this game. He gets a bit of height on that to the far post. And it was a terrible corner and a terrible header from Martinelli. And we're into the last minute of the 7. It's looking like extra time and potentially penalties. Who knows? Nick Nack says, terrible corner it was. Neil says, Sterling has been hungry out of all the others. He's just looked good, hasn't he? He's running at people. He's being positive. He's put some decent balls into the box. He's actually played well. And, you know, that's how bad things are. That is how bad things are. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Manchester United, which the goalkeeper is going to take, goes long. Of course, he's going to go long. They've only got 10 men. Anyway, the ball goes forward. And William Saliba, Gabriel, touches it back to David Raya. And then he goes long, and can Arsenal get one more chance before the end of the extra time? No, they can't have a ball like that. Harry Maguire's there again. And he's had a good game as well for Manchester United, hasn't he? In fact, those two players have probably been the best two players on the pitch today. Raheem Sterling for Arsenal and Harry Maguire for Man United. Xerxes done well since he's come on, hasn't he? After the embarrassment of a couple of weeks ago, that game when he got taken off very, very early in that home defeat. Was it against Bournemouth? It was a terrible performance. It was a Newcastle game, wasn't it? And of course comes in. Oh, it almost falls to Xerxes there. Well, Man United almost nick it at the end. In fact, there goes a full-time whistle. It is over here at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Man United 1. No replay, of course, as it would have been. Instead, it's going to extra time. And who knows, maybe penalties. Grat says, will it be 2 times 15 minutes off first? Well, that's 2 times 15 minutes. Mark C says, this is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Terry says, another half hour of this crap. What have we done to deserve it? Wasn't that a song by the Pet Shop Boys? Nick Nack says, it will be huge for United if they can come through this. Should really galvanise the team. No, absolutely, yeah. Of course it would. It'd be massive for them, wouldn't it, if they can? Anyway, well, I'm going to use this little break to go and grab myself a cup of tea and a chocolate, but don't tell anyone. So stay with us. I'll be back very, very shortly because extra time is going to be, well, quite exciting, don't you think? I think it might be quite exciting extra time. And it could, of course, be penalties as well, which would be something we don't really want, but who knows? So stay with us because we'll be back very, very shortly with the extra time. It's finished at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Man United 1. Extra time to come. So welcome back for extra time, and Arsenal made a change. Lewis Skelly's gone off and Trossard has come on. So there you go. And Nick Nack says, I think VAR would have overruled that penalty, but who knows? Well, yeah, probably. El Loco says, luckily for Man United, Havertz is not a striker. He keeps missing in front of goal. Indeed, he does. He does. Neil says, catch you all in 30. We will indeed. Greg says, if it was first to score, the game we're going on until next Wednesday. You're probably right. Anyway, I've got my new Arsenal mug, of course. Look at that. Thing of absolute beauty that it is. So we're going to win now. And I've gone for a different chocolate choice today. I've gone for a Twix. A lovely Twix. Because you get two for the price of one, even though they're tiny these days. Anyway. Martinelli just fell over himself. It's a goal kick to Man United. Newcastle won 3-1 in the end against Bromley, but Bromley did well, didn't they? Fair play to them. Good old Bromley. Yeah, Crystal Palace beat Stockport 1-0. Ipswich beat Bristol Rovers 3-0. And Newcastle beat Bromley 3-1. And Southampton are beating Swansea 2-0. Which is good for them, isn't it? But this game is still 1-1. We're into extra time. And in this first half, Arsenal attacking the clock end. Nick Nack says not too many upsets so far. No, just that one really, wasn't it, yesterday, which was Plymouth beating Brentford. But yeah, looking at the draw, there was never likely to be too many shocks, were there? Because most of the Premier League teams were at home, weren't they? Chipped over the top. They're looking for Kai Havertz. Nick Nack says Exeter beat Oxford. Is that a shock though? Oh yeah, Donny beating Hull today. Yeah, that's a bit of a shock, isn't it, on penalties? I suppose so. They're not really big shocks though, are they? They're just two small teams beating each other. I don't consider that a shock, really. For me, a shock is when a Premier League team gets beaten by a team from outside the Premier League. That's a shock. Anything else is just two shit teams knocking each other out, isn't it? I don't really consider that a shock, really, unless it's a non-league team. Nick Nack says, I haven't at Brentford. Yeah, I mean, Brentford's a big one, isn't it? And I say the team that he put out there, was they really that bothered? I never understand why, because, hang on, Diallo's in, is he? No, he's not, because the offside flag's up. You can see what they're doing. They brought on Diallo with his pace. Obviously, when you're playing with 10 men, Terry said Salford losing to Man City. I don't think that was really a shock, was it? It was 8-0, wasn't it? Well, you see, that's how Man City deal with shit little teams. You know, we're struggling to beat Man United. That's levels, isn't it? That's levels. That. And Arsenal coming forward over on that far side with Martinelli. Considering playing against 10 men, this has been very poor. Declan Rice in the box, shots blocked. And that was lit that time. You have to say Man United have defended really well in this game, as did Newcastle the other night. But is that not down to the fact that our forward play is very pedestrian and generally easy to defend against? I think so. Stuart says Tamworth did well keeping Spurs to a draw. till full time, but ultimately Spurs won. Yeah, I mean, obviously it would have been a big shock if they could have won. It would have been funny as well, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah, but ultimately the expected team won in the end, didn't they? I suppose. But no, fair play to Tamworth and fair play to Bromley today as well. Two of the smaller teams doing themselves proud. You know, and that's what the FA Cup's about, isn't it? That's one of the reasons why I love the FA Cup, for those moments, you know, that you don't really see, you don't get to see very often. So when you see those sort of things happening, it's nice, isn't it? And you know, we've been on the end of some cup upsets over the years. You know, Wrexham, York City, as two examples that spring to mind. There's been a few others, of course, as well. But you know, that's what the FA Cup's about, though, isn't it? I've never really got too upset about us losing to a minnow in the FA Cup, because that's literally what the FA Cup's about. Yeah, you get, obviously you're annoyed at the time, of course you are. I remember coming home from Wrexham that day, you know, and that took about a week to get over that. But ultimately, when you think about it, that is the beauty of the FA Cup, isn't it? When Sutton beat Coventry, do you remember that one? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now, Martinelli over on that far side, the Litz across quickly. In fact, sorry, it was Trossard. That's Martinelli. We played 5 minutes of this first period. Martinelli jinking his way through. Man United deal with that again. And Bruno Fernandes just kicks it out. Anywhere will do for Man United, really. You have to say 10 minutes till half time in extra time. Greg says, if the board is so worried about money, surely they should realise that we've lost 200 million on the value of these players. Well, yeah, that's a fair point, actually. Mark C says, no sense of urgency. No, there isn't. There isn't no sense of urgency at all. We're playing 10 men. And, you know, they've had 10 men for quite a long time in this second half as well. Just, yeah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Anyway, we've got a corner, so who knows? It's Declan Rice with it. Now we've got Declan Rice on to take these corners. Well, of course, we didn't have earlier on, did we? A lot of those corners weren't very good, were they? In fact, Malassi has come on for Man United. When did he come on? Was it in extra time, was it? I don't remember seeing him come on. It must have been in extra time when I was making me a cup of tea, which is going down a treat, actually. This cup definitely makes the tea taste better. There's no doubt about that, is it? Really, let's be honest. Anyway, Declan Rice. It's a deep one again. Goalkeeper under pressure does well. It's going to be another corner, this time on the near side. He's done well to keep it from these corners, hasn't he? He's probably going to get player of the match. You do expect, especially if he saves a couple of the penalties in the shootout as well. Anyway, let's see. It's going to be Martin Odegaard with his corner, so no doubt this is going to come to nothing. Oh, this cup of tea is lovely, actually. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. So we'll probably score now, have a nice cup of tea. See, it doesn't beat the first man again. Get this crap captain off this pitch. Terrible. I think you need that cup of tea, Martin Odegaard. Fucking liven you up, mate. Nick Nat says, considering his keeper's hardly played any football, he's done really well. No, he has. He's done brilliantly. You know, Raheem Sterling has also done brilliantly for us, despite not playing a lot of football. But that was a good tackle on him now from Alasia. But he's done well, Sterling, today. I'm not going to criticise him. I don't like him particularly. I don't think he was a good signing. But he's had a good game today, and you know, I'll give credit where it's due. And he deserves credit today because he's played well. And Kai Havertz hasn't played very well there again. And he's in a terrible run of form, isn't he? This reminds me of Kai Havertz at the beginning when he first joined Arsenal, when he couldn't hit a barn door, looked short of confidence, and that's what he looks like now again. These last couple of games in particular, he's been really, really poor. And it's the old Kai Havertz, isn't it? 60 million down the drain. We've got the old Kai Havertz again. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Manchester United. And we are into 8.5 minutes of extra time, first period of extra time. Still 1-1. And with each passing minute, penalties is looming large, isn't it? In the distance. But it's getting closer. The penalty shootout here. And if it goes to penalties, even Arsenal really haven't can't really win, because if we win, it's embarrassing that it had to go to penalties against 10 men for so long. And obviously, if we lose, then, well, that is terrible, terrible news for everybody. And I don't think Mikel Arteta will be able to blame the football for that, will he? Although, who knows? Terry says 29 joined us crap and he's still crap. He did have a good spell in the middle, though, didn't he? He did. He did score a few goals. I didn't say he had a good spell yet. He scored a few goals. I like Kai Havertz as a person. He's just obviously not good enough as a centre forward, is he? But we've always known that anyway. But I do like him. I think he's a nice guy. And I do hope he can, obviously, you know, just be better for us. It's just not quite working, is it? Nick Nack says, thing about cups is when you win it, nobody cares how you did it, really. No, you're absolutely right. They don't. And if you scrape through, you scrape through. But let's be honest, this performance hardly gives us any reason to think that we can go on and win the cup. Thomas Partey is coming on for Jurin Timber. These are substitutions that don't seem to make a lot of sense, do they? Because Thomas Partey looks like he's come on to play right back. So we're not looking to change the shape of the team, change anything too much to try to get the winning goal. We're just playing Thomas Partey at right back, which never normally works. So brilliant. Another brilliant substitution from this tactical masterpiece of Mikel Arteta. Well, suddenly Kai Havertz is in again, plays it across the box. Oh, and somehow it hasn't gone in the net. And it was it Trossard coming in? He's caught himself inside the net. Again, it was good defending from Manchester United. And Arsenal being a little bit incisive there, actually. And that was good play. It was good play. He was onside, Kai Havertz. He did well, put it across the box, and wow, that is great defending, actually. Wow, who was that? Did that defending there? That was brilliant. That was at De Ligt. That was incredible. Nick Nack says, what just happened? Well, the great defending is what happened. It was incredible, that. And Nick Nack says, as Havertz been giving Trossard finish there. Well, to be honest with you, that was just a great piece of defending. It wasn't a miss from Trossard. It was just great defending. You know, I said defender hooks it away. Yeah, he did. Yeah, defender did hook that away. You know, says the previous rounds soon get forgotten. No, they do. Exactly, they do. But, you know, okay, yes, anybody can have a bad game and sneak through, of course. And if we do that, then we'll take it. But we're going to have to improve, aren't we? Not only in this competition if we want to win it, but in general, because we've not been playing very well at all, have we, for a while now? And it's coming home to roost a little bit. The Saka injury seems to be the thing. We've only won one game since, and that was a slightly flattering 3-1 victory at Brentford, you have to say. I didn't think we played particularly well that day, but we got the victory. You know, Man United not too worried about attacking at the moment. We're into the last 3 minutes of this first period of extra time. And Xerxes just chested that down, looking for Diallo, but it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side. And Arsenal just huffed and puffed really since extra time. We've huffed and puffed really since they had a player sent off. Since we got the equaliser, we've pretty much huffed and puffed, haven't we? But we are coming forward now. Are we going to find the goal? Sterling's played it there to Jorginho. Martin Odegaard on the edge of the box. Plays it square to Trossard. And it's that ball again. Goes over the top of the crossbar by quite some distance. Obviously, it's too light. And that one there has ended up in the clock end with those Manchester United fans. And more time ticks away. We're into the last 2 minutes of this first period of extra time. Man United now making a sub. It is going to be Lenny Yoro coming on, who's got some weird hair going on, hasn't he? And it's Harry Maguire going off. Wow. I mean, I don't know if he's injured or just knackered. What a great game he had, actually, Harry. Well done. At the end of the day, we've all criticised Harry Maguire. We've all laughed at Harry Maguire for some of his performances for Manchester United over the last couple of years in particular. But today, he was magnificent. Absolutely brilliant. That was a brilliant performance from Harry Maguire. I think he's got a cramp. He's not moving particularly freely, but he's given everything today, you have to say. And he was quite brilliant. And anyway, now Lenny Yoro is on. Is this a chance for Arsenal to get at him? Because he's looked a little bit shaky, hasn't he, since he's joined Manchester United for quite a lot of money. He still needs time, obviously, to settle in, but Anyway, Harry Maguire had a great game today. I think that's the best game I've seen Harry Maguire play for quite some time, actually, for England or for Manchester United. Absolutely brilliant. It's a goal kick to Manchester United, which the goalkeeper Bandy has taken, and he's had a great game as well, hasn't he? And again, he's kicked out on his near side. He has an issue, doesn't he? He's keeping the ball in on his near side. He always seems to kick it out, doesn't he? Anyway, it's a throw to Arsenal halfway. In fact, over halfway now. Thomas Partey throws it back. So I'm not quite sure what the change was for, why you'd bring Thomas Partey on to play him in at right back. Surely you'd think take off a right back and then put Thomas Partey, an extra man in midfield, something like that, wouldn't you? Just to try something a bit different. Anyway, Kai Havertz now on his near side, cuts in field, looking for a pass, chips it over to the far post. Oh my days, that was a terrible ball. And that pretty much sums up Kai Havertz's game. Martinelli's looking across as if to say, come on, mate, what is that? Grat says there, speaking of the ball hitting the stands, can you get a fine if you catch the ball in the crowd and not toss it back onto the pitch? I would say, I don't know, I would assume it's probably a criminal offence, isn't it, if you keep the ball, because it'd be theft, wouldn't it, I suppose. But I don't know if that's ever happened. I don't know if there's ever been fined for that. I'm not sure. But I would guess it would be theft, technically, wouldn't it? Because you're stealing a ball that's not yours. But it's a bit of a petty crime, isn't it? Let's be honest. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever been convicted of that particular crime. I'm not sure. Nick Nat says, not as far as I know, but it always seems to get chucked back in. Like, yeah, it does in the end. I do remember actually some game. I can't remember which game it was now. It was quite a long time ago, and the ball got kicked in the crowd, and this little kid kept it. He put it inside his coat. Some kid, he kept the ball. And everybody, all the Arsenal fans around him were like crowding around him so the stewards couldn't see. And in the end, they just threw a new ball on the pitch. So I don't know if he got away with it because I didn't see what happened after the game. I don't know whether he managed to walk out with the ball and got to keep it. I don't know. But I did see that happen once. Obviously, nothing. He didn't get kicked out of the stadium or anything because everybody kind of just crowded around him. It was quite funny, actually. And he was only a little kid, so you thought, well, let him have the ball. It doesn't matter, does it? They've got 500 of them. But yeah, I can't remember. It was an away game somewhere or other. But yeah, I'll never forget that. It was funny. Arsenal now, Martin Odegaard again gives the ball away, comes to the edge of the box, but Jorginho's ball, Man United are not even bothered, are they, about attacking? We're into stoppage time at the end of this first period of extra time. There was 2 minutes. It's going to come up towards that 2 minutes now. And still Arsenal showing no urgency in that final third. It's all rather pedestrian. Sterling, though, plays the ball in field to Jorginho. Dinks one over the tops, looking for Thomas Partey. Touches it back to Martin Odegaard. Can he get the cross in? Plays it square instead to Gabriel. Dinks out this near side to Thomas Partey. Can he get the cross in? He does get the cross into the far post. Header comes in. It was Declan Rice again, but it's straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And that should be that for this first period of extra time. Nick Nack says, all feeling a bit desperate now. Indeed, it is a little bit desperate. And that header there from Declan Rice, it was obviously a header for goal. And if Kai Havertz could have got a touch on it, he might have been able to knock it in, but he couldn't. And it is half time in extra time. And it is still Arsenal 1, 10-man Manchester United 1. We are 15 minutes away from penalties. 15 minutes away from penalties. And the best chance of that extra time was probably Trossard's shot, wasn't it? That went high over the crossbar. Man United, of course, are not really offering any sort of threat, are they? But they've been playing with 10 men for quite some time. Well, since midway through the second half. So they've played, 25, 40 minutes. And they've got another 15 minutes to go with 10 men as well. And then, of course, it will be penalties. And to be honest, you can't really see Arsenal scoring. We don't look like scoring, do we? What great defending. I've just shown that defending again there from De Ligt when Havertz played the ball across the box and Trossard looks set to score. But that's great defending, actually, from Man United. And they've defended well, haven't they? Greg says, this is terrible. Credit to United. It's lucky we can't hit a barn door. No, I mean, I think Man United have defended well, haven't they? Certainly. But yeah, I mean, it's on us to win this game, isn't it? Since they were down to 10 men, especially as we got the equaliser so quickly after they were reduced to 10 men. You know, that's been the key. Anyway, Arteta is talking some nonsense on the sidelines here with the team before we go to the second period of extra time. And let's see, Man United is a lot more calmer, isn't he? He's got a lot more of a calmer approach. And he'll be absolutely delighted, I think, with his team. Nick Nack says, good defending, but Shearer reckons he'd have buried that. Oh, he wouldn't, though, would he? Let's be honest. He wouldn't have even been in a penalty here because he's got dodgy knee, hasn't he? Actually, the fourth round draws after this match, which, of course, if we win, we'll watch it. If we lose, are we going to bother? Do we care? No. Anyway, we've got the second period of extra time to come, so there's still time for Arsenal to win this game. Or are we going to have penalty shootout? A goalkeeper? In fact, both goalkeepers will start to, as this second period of extra time starts to tick around, I think both goalkeepers will be starting to feel like, is their moment to come? Because it's only really goalkeepers that like penalty shootouts because they've got nothing to lose, have they? If they let them all in, they let them all in. No one cares. If they happen to make a save or two and get their team through, then they're the hero, aren't they? And it's not often goalkeepers can become heroes. So as a goalkeeper, they will absolutely love penalty shootouts, won't they? They're probably the only people that do. It's not much fun to watch as a fan. It's certainly no fun to have to take one. But anyway, Thomas Partey now for Arsenal. We have got the second half off and underway. Oh, we've given the ball away straight away. Xerxes. He's actually done all right since he's come on, hasn't he? Oh, there's a player over here. It's Diallo. Ahmad Diallo running at that Arsenal defence on the edge of the penalty area. Cuts it. Oh, he played the ball across to the far side. Xerxes, as he tries a shot. Oh, almost sticks it in the near post. And David Raya pushed it around for a corner. Incredible stuff there. Arsenal almost going behind. And Xerxes, actually, to fair play to him after the disaster he had a few weeks ago, he's done well since he's come on. And that was good play again from Diallo. Found Xerxes, took his time, took a touch. Almost caught Raya out in the near post. But did that get a deflection? I think it might well have done. That's a good save from David Raya. Just managed to scramble that round the post. Or Arsenal would be 2-1 behind. Jesus Christ, how close was that? And it is a corner though to Manchester United, and that would have been an incredible start to the second period of extra time, wouldn't it? Nick Nack says slight deflection. It was. Anyway, the corner comes in. David Raya punches this time. Going to come back out over on that far side to Bruno Fernandes. Just lets it run out for a throw to Manchester United. Wow, what a start to the second period that would have been. What it was. And a great save from David Raya there. All the deflection, it was a deflection, made it even a better. That deflection actually makes that an even better save, doesn't it? Because he'd already put his weight on the other side, looking as though Xerxes was going to put it in the other corner, and he had to readjust very quickly. So that's an even better save. They may not have actually started the second period of extra time on top. Incredible, really, with 10 men. So maybe the more calmer approach from their manager in the half time of extra time has made a difference. Anyway, they've just conceded a free kick there, and it's going to be Jorginho with it for Arsenal. We've played 2 minutes of the second period of extra time. Time is ticking down towards this penalty shootout that nobody wants really, but we might have to have one unless we can find a goal or someone can find a goal in these last remaining sort of 12 minutes or so that are left. You know, Sterling's played well for Arsenal. Finds Thomas Partey over on that far side. What's the cross lights deflected behind? It's going to be another corner to Arsenal over on that far side. It was a defender there. Got a substitute, sorry, Collier, who deflected that away. And Nick Nack says all this pressure here, Arsenal, and that will be the save if it goes to. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Gabriel Zebzede, my friend, good to see you. Sterling chips it forward. Declan Rice says it in. The header's flicked on by Martinelli. No conviction in that whatsoever, and the goalkeeper makes a meal of it, but he's made another good save by Andia, and he is probably heading for a man of the match award, isn't he? The Manchester United goalkeeper, and of course he could still become an even bigger hero if it goes to penalties. Who knows? Anyway, that long ball bounces forward looking for Xerxes. And Man United have still got the ball here. I don't know because Arsenal have got a free kick, which Gabriel wanted to take quickly. Diallo wouldn't let him. But to be fair, he was from totally the wrong place. You know, William Saliba now brings it forward for Arsenal. Deep into the second period of extra time. Can there be a winning goal before the lottery of penalties? And it is a lottery, let's be honest, it is a lottery. Of course, the last penalty shootout at the Emirates was in the was it Europa League, wasn't it, 2 years ago? And we lost to Sporting Lisbon, wasn't it? And the penalty shootout, if you remember that game. Oh, Sterling now on that far side, didn't get hold of that cross. It's hooked away by Manchester. I think it's going to be another corner to Arsenal. In fact, there was an offside anyway against Raheem Sterling. Oh, it was Gabriel was given. Oh, it was Porto. Yeah, I think it might have been Porto. Yeah. I can't remember who it was. Was it not Sporting Lisbon? Was it not Sporting Lisbon? I can't. Maybe it was. Maybe it was Porto. I can't remember now. It was the Europa League, though, wasn't it? When we lost on penalties, of course, at the Emirates. And the penalties that night were taken in front of the North Bank as well, wasn't they? And we're not wrong to talk about penalties, are we? Because we're into the last 10 minutes of extra time. And of course, 10 minutes in extra time is quite a long time to, you know, there could well be goals in that time, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, actually, Man United now coming forward. Diallo over on that far side. Man United have shown some attacking intent actually in extra time, you have to say. Considering they've got 10 men, Bruno Fernandes now on this near side. Collier finds Mazzari, crosses it in. Header comes in, just wide at the far post. It was Amad Diallo. Just got in ahead of Jorginho there. And that's another big chance for Manchester United in extra time. Nick Nack there says, Bayendia saves 1 in 8, Reyes saves 1 in 10. So not too much between the keepers. Oh, well, okay. But is that in penalty shootouts or just penalties in general? Because I do think penalty shootouts are a different type of penalty. It's not like a normal penalty in a match. So is that penalty shootout record or is that just normal penalties? Because if it's normal penalties, I don't think we need to really worry too much about that, do we? Because it's a totally different situation in a shootout, isn't it? Anyway, Martin Odegaard just put another terrible ball in. He's been quite awful again today. And this game is looking like it is going to drift towards a penalty shootout. We've been really poor in the second period of extra time, actually. Like, really poor. And it is a goal kick to Manchester United. And it's not good, is it? And Nick Nack says he saved 4 out of 41. Nothing special. Top keepers have a 1 in 5 ratio. Oh, well, we'll see what happens at the end of the day. Sometimes it's not about the goalkeeper, is it, in penalty shootout? Sometimes it's to do with the penalty takers. Can they keep their nerve? I've seen many shootout penalties go over the bar or wide and stuff like that. So, you know, it's sometimes not just about the goalkeeper, is it? But if your goalkeeper can save it, Jorginho is coming off, is he? He's certainly limping. And he may well, and he would have been possibly a penalty taker, wouldn't he, Jorginho? So they might want to try and keep him on, although he seems to be struggling with his knee at the minute. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to stay on. But in fact, I think he's going off. And that's a bit of a blow, that, because he's generally good with penalties. Anyway, Kieran Tierney's coming on. Wow. Must be desperate times. Kieran Tierney's coming on. Go on, Kieran, son. And he might well be playing in midfield. Or is he going to put Thomas Partey in midfield? But Jorginho has gone off. And I say he would likely have to been a penalty taker, wouldn't he? I think he did score a winning penalty for Chelsea in the shootout, didn't he? Was it in the League Cup final? I think that says weird to take. Well, he looks injured. He looked like he's got an injury there. He was sort of hobbling off, wasn't he? So I don't think it's a tactical thing. I think it's just literally an injury, maybe cramp. You know, he's getting on a bit now, isn't he? Extra time. He's probably not quite able to see it through, a bit like Harry Maguire wasn't able to either, was he? You know, it's a free kick over on that far side to Arsenal. Raheem Sterling was fouled. Stuart says too stressful. You want to wait for the penalties, mate. That's when the real stress is going to start. Terry says J20 going for disability payment and a blue badge. I think he's probably already got his blue badge, and he must have. He must have his blue badge. Anyway, it is a free kick to Arsenal over on that far side. We're taking it quickly. Raheem Sterling into the last 6 minutes. Sterling inside the box and couldn't get round, but the ball's actually falling inside the penalty area. But the referee's given a free kick to Manchester United. And we are into the last 6 minutes now of extra time. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. And I don't think Ryan's going to have too many complaints there, can he? And it's a free kick to Manchester United. Nick Nack says Sterling, Havertz, Ødegaard, Rice, Martinelli should get the job. Plus there's Partey as well. I don't know if I've ever seen Sterling taking penalties in the shootouts for England. I'm not sure if he has. Not sure. I'm not sure actually. You'd imagine Ødegaard's going to take another one. You'd hope so. You'd hope he don't bottle out, the captain. I don't know if Martinelli would be a good penalty taker, would he? Has he taken a penalty for Arsenal? So I'm not sure who's going to take the penalties. Yeah, Declan Rice will probably take one, won't he? Thomas Partey, maybe. Yeah, I would. Yeah, maybe Sterling. Yeah, maybe you're right. That might well be who the penalty takers are. But we might not need penalties yet because there's still 5 minutes to go. Who knows? Anyway, Kieran Tierney on this near side. Go on, Kieran. Get the goal that you need. Oh, it's a great cross, actually. All the way across. It's won the corner. Do you remember when Kieran Tierney first came to Arsenal and he was bombing down that left-hand side when he whipping in them crosses? And Martinelli was getting on the end of them, heading them in, wasn't he? That was great days. And now he's a shadow of that player, isn't he? But that's not his fault. It's because he doesn't play. Because this manager can't manage players. If they can't quite fit into his system, he's not going to adapt at all. He's also got a call. It's like Martin Ødegaard to get over on his far side. Can he beat the first man? Can he beat that first man? My guess is probably not because he hasn't managed to do it hardly ever, has he? Anyway, that's whipped into the edge of 6-yard box, headed out by a Manchester United head. Oh, and Diallo's just won the ball, but he's going to run out of play for a throw to Arsenal. 4 minutes left until penalties. Well, 4 minutes until a little bit of injury time, possibly at the end of this second period of extra time. Arsenal trying to come forward now. Sterling inside the box, but he's overrun that. And it's going to be a goal kick to Manchester United. Is Sterling maybe running out of legs a little bit? Not played much football, has he? Nick Nack says United only have 3 forwards on the pitch. Yeah, but it's not necessarily just forwards that can score penalties, is it? I'm sure they will have 5 penalty takers who can take a penalty, I'm sure. It's not necessarily about penalty takers. It's just people and players that can deal with that pressure, because obviously it's a pressure situation, isn't it? When you've got to take a penalty in that kind of circumstance. That's going the wrong way. I'm just trying to sort that little thing out there. And I just want to get it in the right place. That's a bit better, isn't it? There we go. Anyway, also coming forward again. 3 minutes left now. Kieran Tierney. Stuart says, do people like me with disabilities get cheaper match tickets? Yeah, there are. Yeah, there is concessions for disabilities. Yeah, absolutely there is. I'm not sure what the discount is, but yeah, there's definitely cheaper tickets available. You're a member, like a red member or a silver member or something, because you can obviously try and get a ticket in the ballot, can't you? Cross comes in, he's going to go all the way to the far post and no Arsenal player can get on the end of it. And it's going to be a goal kick. Kai Havertz can't get there. And in fact, he does get there, but he can't direct it anywhere near the goal. And we are coming down to the last knockings of this FA Cup tie. Nick Nack says, true, but do you want to be relying on defenders in the shoot? Well, I just want to rely on players who have got the confidence to take one, whatever position they play. Anyway, as no surprise to hear that the Manchester United goalkeeper has just been awarded Man of the Match award, probably quite rightly so as well. Not only for the penalty save, just for his all-round performance today. He's been brilliant. So, yeah, he's got player of the match and he's got a chance to be a real hero, hasn't he, in a couple of minutes' time. if it does indeed go to penalties. Anyway, Martinelli's trying to change that. Kieran Tierney's gone on the overlap. Martinelli cuts inside, crosses it in, headed away. Only as far as Thomas Partey. In fact, it's a free kick to Manchester United inside the penalty area. And it was Mazzari there who's gone down with a little bit of a head injury. Nick Nack says there's sometimes carers getting free. So that's like half price if you split the difference. No, but I mean, a disabled person gets a cheaper ticket anyway. And the carers, I don't know if they're getting free, but yeah, there's definitely discounts. How do I become a member? You have to go on a website and you can apply. You know, just put your details in, you become a member. I think that you obviously have to pay. You pay like a yearly subscription, if you like. And you can choose if you want to be a red or a silver member and stuff like that. And then you can apply for tickets in the ballot. Not that it's just pot luck if you get them, but at least you've got that option. And obviously, being you know, if you've got disabilities, you'd probably find it's a different process. Obviously, I don't know. I'm assuming there's probably a different process for people with disabilities to apply for tickets because there's special tickets in special sections of the ground, depending what your disability is. Obviously, if you're in a wheelchair, there's wheelchair sections, stuff like that, isn't there? So it'd be worth looking into it. You know, go on the website, maybe there'll be sections on there about it. It's definitely worth looking into because, yeah, you definitely get cheaper tickets and you might find you can get tickets a little bit easier. I don't know, but it's definitely worth trying, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward. Be the last attack you feel now. We've almost at the 30-minute mark. The last few seconds. You only expect there's going to be, a minute of added time here, maybe 2. There was 2 at the end of the first period. We're into 30 minutes now. We've played 2 hours here. 1 minute of stoppage time. Trossard, can he get the cross in? He does. Again, it's a Man United head away. Comes into the box. It's going to come to Thomas Partey. Shots deflected over the top. And it's going to be another corner to Arsenal. And this might well be last chance saloon, as it were. If we're going to win this without the need for penalties, it is going to have to be here. And it's Martin Odegaard to take this corner from the far side. Can he finally put a decent one in? He hasn't managed to put a decent one in all game. And this is his last chance to do it. We've played 30 seconds of the minute of stoppage time. And this corner is coming in from Martin Odegaard again. Can he beat the first man? Because he hasn't managed to do that too often. He did on the last one, though, didn't he? That wasn't a great corner. This one's a looping one. The header comes in, it's blocked, and then it's cleared away by Xerxes. We've played the minute of stoppage time. Are we going to get one more chance? Trossard just inside the box. Can't get the shot away. Xerxes won the ball. Still Arsenal trying. We've played over the minute of stoppage time. There'll be absolute chaos if we score now. Can we do it? The ball's over on that far side. Raheem Sterling finds Thomas Partey, whips across in. Not great. Diallo clears it away, and there goes the full-time whistle. And it has finished here. Man United 1, Arsenal 1, and it is going to go to penalties. And Man United have had 10 men since midway through the second half. Terry says, absolutely embarrassing. Greg says, man, this is so bad. Even Aggie says, not good enough. Well, if Aggie's saying it's not good enough, then we've got problems. Terry says, if Arteta has any pride, he should jack in tonight. Nick Nack says, credit to United for taking it to pens. Still think well, I don't know. The way their goalkeepers played today, who knows? He's already saved 1 penalty. If he saves 1 more, could be enough, couldn't it? Of course, we've got a good record against Manchester United in FA Cup penalty shootouts. We did, of course, win the final in 2005 by this very method. Very tense game that was. Of course, we should have lost that game. Of course, we know that. But we hung on for penalties. Man United have hung on for penalties here with 10 men. Now we need to pick our 5 penalty takers, don't we? Odegaard's got to step up as captain. So that's 1. Declan Rice, you'd imagine. Kai Havertz obviously scored penalties for Arsenal. You'd imagine he's going to have to take one. That's 3. Martinelli, maybe. Problem is, all our forward players have got no confidence. They're not playing any confidence, are they? So it's a worry, isn't it? But obviously, Man United, Bruno Fernandes, obviously is going to take a penalty for them, isn't he? Because he's their main penalty taker in any case. Who else will take one for Man United, do we think? Not sure. Obviously, Højlund and Garnacho have gone off. I don't know, actually. Casemiro's not on. Christian Eriksen's not on. They would have been good penalty takers, you feel. I don't know. Actually, I don't know who's going to take Man United's penalties. I've got to be honest. Apart from Bruno Fernandes, obviously he's going to take one, isn't he? Either the first or the fifth, you would imagine. Now I know normally David Ray, you see, they have this thing, don't they, where David Ray has got where they normally go, but none of these players, I don't even know who's going to take the penalty. Diallo may well take one potentially, I suppose. I'm not sure. Let's see. Terry says, win or lose, this new merch comes out Tuesday. Monday, I would say. Olako says, if Arsenal lose this match, Arteta's excuse will be it's harder to play against 10 men. It probably will be, yeah. How are we expected to win against 10 men is what he'll say. That's what he'll say, won't he? Anyway, we're having the coin toss, for choice of ends, I'm assuming. Which end is it going to be? Is that an advantage? Obviously, the Man United fans are in the clock end, and the Arsenal fans at the North Bank. Let's see. Grat says, I think Arsenal to miss 3 of their shots. Well, let's hope they don't miss 3, because if we miss 3, we'll be out, won't we? So which end's it going to be? Let's find out. It looks like Man United are going first anyway, because Bruno Fernandes has just been handed the ball. Is it going to be Bruno Fernandes himself to take the first penalty? It looks like it is. The Manchester United captain. He's got the ball in his hand. I think he's going first. It looks like it's going to be at the clock end in front of the Man United fans as well. So let's see what happens here. Obviously, the Man United goalkeeper has had such a good game today, and he's not going to be called into action quite yet, because David Ray is going to have to face the first penalty. And the referee is just getting ready here. It's going to be at the clock end in front of the Manchester United fans. Is that an advantage? I suppose it is. I don't know. I've never played in I've been involved in penalty shootouts, obviously at amateur football level, never at professional. So I don't know whether having the fans behind the goal is an advantage or not. I don't know. Actually, did get a bit of North Bank maybe. I'm not sure now. Anyway, it is going to be Man United to go first. We do know that. So let's have a look what is happening here. Is Bruno Fernandes to go first for Manchester United? He looks a bit nervous, actually, doesn't he? Bruno Fernandes, which is unusual for him, because he's normally a very confident guy, isn't he? He's looking quite nervous here, Bruno. I've got a feeling he might miss. I don't know. Anyway, it is going to be in front of the Man United fans. And Bruno Fernandes has got a great penalty record. It was his goal, of course, that gave Manchester United the lead in this game. And it is at the clock end. And he's got the fans on his side. David Ray is, of course, taking his time to add to that extra bit of pressure, little bit of extra pressure on Bruno Fernandes. He's going to have to be careful, because the referee will not let him waste too much more time. Bruno Fernandes places the ball on the spot. This is the first penalty in this shootout today. Arsenal against Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes to kick things off in front of the clock end, in front of those Manchester United fans. Bruno Fernandes, Man United's goal scorer in the game. Can he score his penalty? Slots it away quite comfortably. It is 1-0 to Manchester United. Sends David Ray the wrong way. And he smiles about it. He looked nervous, but he took that penalty well, didn't he? And the Man United fans behind the goal can celebrate that one. It was a good penalty, wasn't it? Easily tucked away, hit the camera behind the goal, actually, which was quite a good shot really there, wasn't it? Anyway, going first for Arsenal is Arsenal's captain, Martin Ødegaard. He missed a penalty in the game. He needs to put that behind him. He's had a terrible match. Is he going to find the penalty here? Can he beat the Man United goalkeeper this time? He didn't last time, did he? Will he go the same way, or will he go the other way? Martin Ødegaard to level it up from the shootout. Oh, he goes the other way. He sends the keeper the wrong way. He does a Stuart Pearce type celebration. And that was more relief than anything else. It is 1-1 in the shootout. It's a good penalty. Again, the same place that Bruno Fernandes just put it, hitting that camera. Is everyone going to try and go for that camera, are they? Because that's 2 in a row gone that same way. And Martin Ødegaard did manage to find it. 2 captains have gone and 2 captains have scored. Now it's going to be Diallo again. David Raya playing some mind games here. But it's going to be Diallo to take this penalty for Manchester United. The second penalty. It's a slow run up, but he buries it well. It's 2-1 to Manchester United. All the penalties have been scored so far. Looked confident as well he did, and he buried that one. Again, sent David Raya the wrong way. Put it into the side netting there. Good penalty that is, again, from Manchester United. That's 3 good penalties in a row in the shootout. And it's 2-1 to Manchester United. Who's going next for Arsenal? Kai Havertz. He's not had a great game, has he? A bit like Martin Odegaard. Didn't have a good game, but he managed to put his penalty away. Can Kai Havertz put his away? He is a German after all, and they are quite good from penalties, aren't they, in penalty shootouts? So we should be confident that Kai's going to score, even though he hasn't had a great game. And he always looks a little bit nervous, doesn't he, Kai Havertz? But anyway, it's just his demeanour. Kai Havertz steps up. It's a run up. Oh, the keeper saved it again. Oh, incredible. Down at his left-hand side, he saved 2 penalties in this game, 1 in the shootout. And Kai Havertz has missed. That's a good save. Again, exactly the same place Martin Odegaard put his. The keeper guessed right, and it is a good save. Kai Havertz has started run-up, which probably didn't help, but that's a really good save, actually. And Kai Havertz didn't really get hold of that, did he? That sums up Kai Havertz. That's a good save, actually. Wow. He's got player of the match already, this guy. And, wow, yeah, incredible. Fantastic performance from him. But it's a long way to go in the shootout yet. Let's not get too downhearted. Who's next for Manchester United? Let's have a look. There's some worried faces on the Arsenal bench there. It's Lenny Yoro, the substitute. What's his nerves like in front of those Man United fans? Yoro to make it 3-1. Oh, he sends Raya the wrong way. It is 3-1. Arsenal on the brink of an exit here from the FA Cup. It is 3-1 to Manchester United. Lenny Yoro buries that one. And that's 3 good penalties in a row from Manchester United, you have to say. And right in that side net in there, David Raya again's dived the wrong way. He's dived the wrong way all 3 times. And quite honestly, Arsenal have to score this next one. Have to score this next one. We cannot afford another miss. I think it's Declan Rice to take it. He's missed a couple of big chances in this game. He can't afford to miss this one. He has to score. If he misses this, we're as good as out. You have to say this is now or never for Arsenal and for Declan Rice. He has to score. And this goalkeeper, of course, will be buzzing from that last save. Declan has to score. He looks focused. Declan Rice from the spot. Oh, he just finds it. The keeper dived the right way. Declan's put it in. So 3-2 to Manchester United. They still have the advantage. All right in the corner. That's a good penalty, actually. The keeper did dive the right way, but he couldn't get there. That's a really good penalty from Dec. And it keeps us alive in this shootout for the time being. Anyway, it's going to be Leandro Martinez for Manchester United next. If he scores, there's going to be massive pressure on the next Arsenal kick, isn't there? David Raya hasn't gone the right way yet on any of these. Is he going to go the right way this time? It's Leandro Martinez. Oh, that was called down the middle. The keeper's dived, and it's 4-2 to Manchester United. They are on the brink of going through. Arsenal have to score this or we're out. We have to score this penalty or we're out. And that was coolly done there, wasn't it, by Martinez? He waited until the goalkeeper committed himself and he slotted it in. And Arsenal now have to score. And it's pressure now. It is pressure now. Who's it taking this one? Thomas Partey. And Thomas Partey has to score. There's big, big pressure on this penalty from Thomas Partey. He has to score or Arsenal are out. Mikel Arteta looks a little bit white there, doesn't he, on the sideline. Is this the end of Mikel Arteta's Arsenal career? If Thomas Partey misses this, there's got to be questions asked. Thomas Partey to keep Arsenal in the cup. Thomas Partey scored. It is 4-3. We're still alive, but Man United have got one more penalty here. If they score this, they will be through. Good penalty from Thomas under pressure, actually. The goalkeeper, he went down the middle. That's sometimes a sensible option, isn't it? Because quite often the goalkeeper... Oh, it's Zirkzee. Wow. It is Joshua Zirkzee taking the 5th penalty for Manchester United. This is actually incredible. What's his confidence like? What is his mindset like? David Raya hasn't got near any of the previous 4. He has to save this one. It'll be Xerxes to put Man United into the 4th round. Xerxes against David Raya, and he scores. And Arsenal are out of the FA Cup at the 3rd round once again against 10-man Manchester United. Mikel Arteta has resigned tonight, my friend. Your days are done here. You are done. Arsenal are done. We're out of the FA Cup. The season is pretty much over. We're not winning the other 2 trophies. We're not coming back from 2-0 down. In the end, it was Kai Havertz's miss, and Arsenal are out. Arteta's got to be out, and there we go. Neil says, Rich Terry, I'll never doubt you again about Arteta. Well, I'm disappointed to be wrong, but I'll be happy when he goes. And so anyway, catch up soon. Bring on the girls indeed. Aggie says, this is too bad. Neil says, what a load of bollocks. Indeed, it is. I didn't put the comments on, obviously, while the penalty were going on, just because I didn't want to. I know you guys a little bit ahead of me. Neil says, fair play to him. Yeah, fair play to the goalkeeper. Greg says, new management as from tomorrow. I hope you're right. I don't think it'll happen. Neil says, we didn't deserve it. We didn't. Indeed. Terry says, we've lost. Heads have got a roll. Gabriel says, they're playing for the other team. Defo. Raya is just diving opposite way every penalty he did. Yeah. Anyway, Secunda says, we better win Arsenal. Well, you're a Man United fan, of course. No, well done to you guys. Well done. You were 10 men. It's incredible. Greg says, well done, Havertz. You've cost us the game. Well, he did cost us the game a few times there, didn't he? There you go. Obviously, them other penalties were going on. Them other comments where the penalties were going on. El Loco says, if Arsenal lose this match, Arteta's excuse will be, oh, you said that before, yeah. I think we've caught, obviously, the other ones were doing the penalties. El Loco says, I'm happy for Amarin. Man United, well deserved. We didn't deserve to win. No, we didn't deserve to win that, no. And actually, you know, Xerxes to take that final penalty, incredible. Didn't he take it well? Wow. I mean, brilliant. Sent the keeper the wrong way again. And he almost knew he was going to score, didn't he? You felt as though he knew he was going to score, and he did. Aggie says there, our hope is with the girls. Indeed, it is. Greg says, we'll see how much integrity Arteta has got. He has to resign for the sake of the club. He does have to resign for the sake of the club. Nick Nack says, thanks for soon. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully, Southampton will be through. You won't be playing Arsenal the next round, that's for sure. Nick Nack says, Raya isn't a penalty specialist, unfortunately. No, he isn't. And we don't have a specialist at anything, really, at this club, do we? Neil says, 2 cup losses on the trot at home. Indeed, yeah. And 2 really, really poor performances as well, let's be honest. Terry says, I thought 10 men can't win. 10 men can't win when you've got a clueless manager. When you've got a manager who knows how to manage a game, 10 men can win. You just got to manage the game right, haven't you? Mark says, it's absolute trash, so embarrassing. Indeed. El Loco says, Arteta's 70 million man Havertz finally sunk him. Aubameyang must have a big fat smile on his face tonight. Well, I don't know. I'm sure Aubameyang deep down's an Arsenal fan, and I'm sure he won't be pleased. But it's difficult to... I think you can be an Arsenal fan and not have any nice feelings towards Arteta. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because he's really, really bad. Terry says, hopefully Neil will have a new manager bounce by Wednesday. Well, I would be amazed. He won't get sacked. He absolutely won't get sacked. And Arteta isn't man enough to resign. So we're stuck with this manager. Absolutely. There's no doubt for me, because he's not going to be sacked and he's not going to resign. So unfortunately, this is where we are. What it takes is the fans now have got a big part to play in this. If the fans start turning big time, then maybe the owners will act, but I can't see it. They only care about the money. We're still in the top 4. El Loco says, and just like that, our season is over in January. Indeed, it is, but no one will say that, you see. Everyone says, we're second in the league. We're still in the Champions League. We could win 3-0 away at Newcastle. The season's not over. Let's be real here, guys. Let's be real. The season is over. This team with this manager are not winning a bean. Absolutely not winning a bean. In fact, we might even make the top 4 this season. It's just terrible. Greg says, this man is destroying a fantastic historical club. He is. And he's destroying it with his Horrible tactics. Anyway, the Man United goalkeeper just got his Man of the Match award, and that's the most deserved Man of the Match award I think I've seen for quite a long time. Southampton are 3-0 up against Swansea, by the way. Knick-knack, I'm sure you know. So there you go. Well, what can we say? The only possible hope that I can cling to now is that these have got to be the final days of this manager. It's got to be the final days. If you can't beat 10 men who had 10 men for what, 30, 40, over 50 minutes of that game, then honestly, what hope have we got? What hope have we got? Terry says Arteta is a football Keir Starmer. He probably is. Anyway, they're about to do the draw for the fourth round. Are we bothered? Do we care about the fourth round of the FA Cup? Martin Keown's going to be one of the ones drawing the balls, actually. Does he care? I don't know if he does anymore because we've just been knocked out. And, yeah, I'm not too sure. Do we want to watch this? I don't know if I do. El Loco says, unlike death and taxes, three things will absolutely not happen this season. We won't beat Newcastle 3-0 away. We won't win Champions League and we won't overtake Liverpool. I agree with all of that. And Neil says, anyway, guys, look after yourself and hopefully see you soon. We're done on doing the light. We'll done on the take Terry and all in the chat too. Not bothered by the draw. See you soon. Now we'll do a live show, mate. Absolutely, we will. Aggie says we can say a great future for the girls. That's about it, really, isn't it? Terry says, "Come on, no, come on, Millwall, come on, Dagenham and Redbridge. What are you doing? Come on, Millwall." The only thing, I mean, if we do a live show now, what's going to happen? We're just going to literally moan about Arteta for 2 hours, and I've been moaning about Arteta for 3 years, and I'm sick of moaning about him. I want action. I want someone to take action about this, to get him out of this club. But you're absolutely right. I'm not going to watch the draw because I don't really care. I can't be bothered with it, actually. I'm not bothered. Terry says, Neil, take care, mate. Love you loads. We do indeed. We love Neil, and I'm sure Neil will be. But we will have to organise some show soon. Maybe we'll have I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a party when Arteta gets sacked. We'll have a good party on the show and celebrate a brighter future. That is what we're going to do. El Loco says, so our season as Gooners now rests on the girls. It tends to do that quite a lot. Come on, Renee. And Neil says, love you too, Jay. Of course, we love Terry as well, don't we? So, yes, the draw, we don't care. We don't care about the draw because we're out. We're out of the FA Cup. We're pretty much out of the Carabao Cup. We're not going to win the Premier League. We're not going to win the Champions League. This is an absolutely disastrous season. This manager's a disaster. The team's a disaster. The squad's a disaster. The owners are a disaster. Get everyone out. Everyone out. I don't care. Everybody needs to go. All these fans that have been clinging on to Mikel Arteta's coattails, you can all go as well. Because your man was never ever the man. He never was. He was never the man, and hopefully you'll all start to see it now. But I think you should have to suffer him a bit longer because you wanted him to stay. Terry says, Leeds v Millwall, what a day that'll be. Is that what a draw? I don't know. I've switched it off. I'm not interested. I'm sure I'll catch up with a draw later. Anyway, listen, we're at the FA Cup. The season's done pretty much. It's just, going through the motions for the rest of it now. The owners don't care. Nobody cares except me and Terry, one or two others. Greg, you all care. I know you guys care. But most people don't seem to care, do they? Everyone's just... Grot says, next week we'll see how I lost the name and this is the joke. Well, let's see. Look, right, we're back Wednesday. It's the North London derby. And if we lose that game, then that will be it. For Mikel Arteta, surely there'll be no Arsenal fan left on earth that will still support this manager if we lose to Tottenham on Wednesday night. Tottenham, who were taken to extra time by Tamworth, okay, it was not their full strength team, but even so, come on, we've got to. That's it. It's all over for Arteta on Wednesday if we lose that game. So join me for that because it's going to be tense, isn't it? There's no doubt about that. But that's it. we are at the cup. It finished Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. Manchester United won 5-3 on penalties. One miss from Arsenal. It was, of course, Kai Havertz, who missed everything. You know, he just missed everything. So it's no surprise, is it? Greg says Tottenham can't wait for Wednesday after seeing that. Yeah, but they did struggle to beat Tamworth. So they're in no position to laugh at us too much, are they? Although they are in the draw, of course, for the next round. Terry says Arteta is just misunderstood. All he needs is another 800 million, 5 new players. Yeah, 5 new years. Yeah, and of course, a different ball to play with. That's what he needs. Anyway, that is that. We are out the cup. We are out the FA Cup. We're not going to win it for a 15th time this year. We're probably not going to win anything under this manager ever. But it's North London Derby Wednesday, so we're back for that, won't we? Thanks for watching, guys. I don't know what to say. I've got no more words. I think everybody knows my feelings on this whole situation. But we'll see you Wednesday. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And don't forget, like, share and subscribe. I'll see you on Wednesday. Take it easy, guys. Come on, you guys. I'll tear out.